All right, good evening. It is Monday night, and that means it's Mahjong night. We're looking at B3 division. This will be a Group A matchup currently, and we're also looking at a Group B matchup. We're in session 5, and so all these games have incredible importance as this is the last session, the last chance for B3 to determine their placement before playoffs. This is Nathaniel joined by Dustin. How's it going?
It's going great, Nathaniel. I wasn't sure if I played with any of these people yet, except I do remember I played with Alon my very first match in the Ricci Nomi Open. And then I'm pretty sure, fairly certain, Soyo's Michael is from the New York club, but I don't remember what he looks like, but I've been over there enough times like the last few months that I'm pretty sure I probably played with him. I just don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty confident you're right that Michael is from that group. And currently, Michael's sitting at negative 13.3, looking to move into the positive zone. As it looks in these standings, it currently looks like Michael is sitting in a playoff spot that would determine whether or not he would be staying in this division or dropping down to the upcoming C League. But obviously, we'd like to avoid that, and with a couple positive finishes tonight. The other two players at the table, Alon in second place overall, looking good to promote into B2 next season. And Gaohan as well, currently in a playoff spot, but of course, these positions have yet to be finalized, even whether or not fourth place will be a playoff spot or a promotion is yet to be determined. And James, 19th currently, could use a couple of big games, and we're off. Our current dealer is Gaohan to the right, Alon. Across the table is James, and on the left, Soyuz is Michael. And to start us off, Gaohan has a pair of Easts. Always nice to start with Double Tone as dealer and Adora. So looking at a cool 5800 possible. Also chance at an early Ricci here.
yeah, maybe you could technically get like a 79 Sanchoku as well. It's not. I mean, obviously, would you even want to like Ricci if you get the 7-pin on Ricci Dora only? Or would you like want to get that double East?
I mean, imagine double East Dora pair. Get that cool 12,000.
Yeah, except Elon already just decided to kill one off at the beginning. It's like fair enough. It is a terminal Dora, hard to use.
I guess we're going to find
Didn't have
out.
any. Yeah, do you Ricci this? That's a great question.
Dama.
Dama.
There's,
So
chance that
yeah.
Udon Sumo would increase the value, but not taking it. And Alon holding on to this East, not allowing Gaohan to call for the
It's actually a very Chanta looking hand on the left. Does not call the second south. Could have Chanta.
Pete.
I guess. Yeah. Wait one turn, Ricci. The flowbook move. But
Yeah,
also, it's
if you pair something up, you like that weight as well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll end up settling for this 2/5 mon weight. We'll be just Ricci Dora. There is a 2 mon floating in Alon's hand that doesn't look like it fits that well. Also, this East is kind of trapped there. You don't want to be dealing into double East. We could see that it's just acting as a pair in this hand, so quite safe.
Yeah. Interesting enough, Michael could have called the West to Breaky Potsu and also move, but because he did not, he drew a one mon, or one pin rather, which helped his hand. It's one away for Chanta Dora. The Ricci, that's a Mangon.
Yeah, and if you can get the Sanchoku as well, it'd be
Sumo.
massive. But
Oh, but
instead, we're
there's
going
a
to find the
Sumo.
Sumo.
Ricci, Sumo, Dora. No Ura, but as a dealer, $2,000, pretty decent start.
Absolutely. And if we called the East, we likely would have ended up with 5,800. So same value. In fact, you gave yourself a chance at a little bit more if you'd hit Uda. Go into dealer continuance. And this Hypaya, not quite as strong. There is a chance at 789 Sanchoku. A small door acceptance. Looking at the left, though, Michael, what is this? East Anko, call the Haku. A chance to call the door as well. Do you think there's a chance this becomes Honitsu?
There's a chance. It really depends on what you draw. Especially if you get a 9 mon, maybe just dump the 5-6 pin. But then it is adjacent to the Dora. The double. So throws the West out, even though 2 pays are out.
Oh
Really,
yeah, I
that's.
like the pay cut there. If I draw a
Yeah.
9 mon, I'm not even sure I want Honitsu, but if I draw something like the 3 mon, then I might be more inclined to start dumping those Pinzu. Con? Yeah.
No con.
And there
Oh,
goes the
there's
North.
some Montile.
Around the table, Toyman doesn't have anything particularly strong. A lone floating Dora there, and a couple of okay shapes. One of them just completed with a 6-0 draw. And on the right, Alon looks like a somewhat normal hand here. Chance at 3-4-5 Sanchoku.
Yeah, could be a decently strong Ricci Pinfu Dora. Most likely. Good amount of Ryman in there.
Yeah, those diamond shapes, great ways to get Pinfu, but this Anko is going to kill the Pinfu Dream, so just a Ricci Dora 1 likely here. We did notice Michael picking up an 8 mon into Sanchoku, actually looking real here. Could be Chanta Sanchoku.
And with the way your draws have been going, you're just kind of forced to make Chanta Sanchoku or even just Chanta. Should be a little sad, but I mean, if you want to rack up the dealerships, that's what you have to do with this kind of hand.
Chi.
The
Dora
Dora Chi.
Yeah,
And the Nobuton 5-8, yeah.
it finally left James' hand. It had been sitting there for a long time. James gave it up, and so no Honitsu here. Just double Yakuhai Dora 1. And there's
Oh,
Satsumo.
and just Sumo.
With
yeah,
extra
I was gonna
food.
say, a lot of the 8s are already gone. 2 visible, and yeah, 40 food.
All right, that will put Michael in a very small 200-point lead. And we'll move on to Alon's dealership. Hypai, a couple south, some pin tiles, 4 pairs. A little bit awkward. We don't really want Chitoy as your first dealer turn. But if it's given to you, you'll take it.
You'll accept it. Maybe even throwing the Tumon feels like Alon likes the Chi toy a little too much.
Well, it
than I
also
would
hedges
like.
Honitsu, right?
It does, but I'll go the south. So this definitely doesn't have to be Chi toy. Tumon's not the worst backfire necessarily.
No, we're still hedging just about everything here with the north discard. Maybe even drop the west. Oh wait, the west is twice cut. Or sorry, the east is twice cut.
The east
so,
is twice cut.
yeah.
I guess keeping it as a safe tile. With a nice 5-6-7 Conchon fill in.
That means we're Ishan then. Oh, not taking it wants a better guaranteed weight. To the right, James is working towards what appears to just be a Ricci here. If you can fill the 3-so, then it might be Ricci Pinfu.
Well, I would argue the 8-pin doesn't really do that much, and the East is more about maybe keeping safety. Alon is high in the standings, doesn't want to lose that spot. But it does come out the next turn. The fairly wide Ishanten.
This is awkward. We're drawing pairs again. Holding the pairs. Could be Toy Toy even.
Yeah, just get Toy Toy Sananko. None of those pair tiles have been dropped yet, I believe.
We see a hard committal. The 8-pin actually, 8 mon doesn't look that bad in the wall. Well, you can see there's a pair on the left.
Yeah, so maybe a possible backfire going for the Sananko, giving up Orionman, but if you do draw that 3 or 6 pin, then you get a 3-sided weight.
Oh, well, there's a chance now. You could just drop the 4 mon immediately and hedge a redraw of the 5-pin or even the 2-pin draw.
Right.
So this is extremely wide for Alon. On the left, Galhan probably has the best hand to match this. Looks like Ipeiko's possible, reach Pinfu, maybe even just calling down for Tanyao. Toyman has the ability to call the Haku, but passed on the first one.
Did notice James gave up on the door a little early, turn 2, and then, of course, drew another one a few turns later. A little unfortunate for him.
And now a door draw for Galhan. The slot in the hand nicely. This will be Tempai. Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 1, waiting on 6-pin, 9-pin.
Only 2 9-pins visible, so as far as, well, actually 1 6-pin in hand. But as we know, there could be a chasing Ricci from Alon.
It'll be 3-sided, but look at all the tiles lighting up at the board.
There's so many in the board. But, that's a lot of count.
All the 9s are already
6
discarded.
on the board and 1 in your hand.
The 3s are in hand. There's only one 6-mon left in the wall for this weight.
Oh, that is not that's not good for a 3-sided at all. It's still a lot of Galhan's weight still in the wall though.
Yep, 3 versus, well, 2 now. 2 versus 1 in the wall. There's just one 9-pin and one 6-pin left. Does James want to fight this? This is kind of getting close to Tempai, but discards to save 2-mon. And Michael as well is out. So it looks like that 9-pin will remain safely in hand. There's one more draw left for Alon.
Oh, could this be? No. Thinking about calling it maybe.
Yeah.
It would stop the dealer getting another draw.
But by passing, you also guarantee that they don't get Haite. Or that one of the Richis doesn't get Haite.
Yeah. So I could definitely see taking that call actually. Unless we're
Yeah,
like
it's
not
interesting
sure
spot.
about like having a safe tile after the call.
Well, Alon will go again. There are 2 Richi sticks in the middle now. Let's
Yeah,
go.
and another hand that wants to be 789 Sanchoku.
We've seen a couple of these at this point. Not much else going on outside of that. To the right, James has Adora. It's the 1-pin again. We'll see if this one's held a little bit longer as it's kind of close to that 3-pin in hand. Across the table, Michael again with the Haku pair. We'll see if a call's made this time around. Nothing spectacular outside of that pair is the call and go, perhaps. On the left, Gaohan with so many honor tiles. It starts with the terminal cuts, but this hand's looking quite difficult.
Yeah, I think that was starting with 7 terminals. Would have drawn an 8th one there if they wanted to go for the Chi Toy, but it's a little not the Chi Toy, the Kokushi rather.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a dream, but what else can you really do with that many terminals?
Yeah, as it is, we've drawn a 1-mon, so now there's maybe a little bit of hope for 1-2-3 Sanchoku, and that would be a way to incorporate the Dora as well.
And yeah, I guess that is the reason to not just throw all your middle tiles out.
Well, look at this for Alon. Has drawn quite well. Ishan done now for this Richi Pinshu potential Ipeko or Sanchoku. If you could draw 6-so, really give yourself good chances at all of that. If you draw a 9-pin, it's quite interesting because you could Richi discarding the 6-mon and guarantee the Sanchoku. Or you could discard the 9-mon and guarantee a Pinfu. But a better
As they would
weight.
say in the flow book, always Richi confirmed Sanchoku.
Hand coming
Except,
together.
well, you see 1 8-mon on the board. If you saw like 2, maybe just take the Pinfu, probably. But now you see 2, so maybe not always Richi confirmed Sanchoku with the weight being like half dead.
And that 8 came out as a 1-2-3-mon sequence was completed for Galhan. The similar shape in the Sozu is completed as well. So just looking for the 3-pin to confirm that Sanchoku. James broke away from the 5-7-so block, but Ishanten again.
Gohan managed to draw all 3 pays as a north seed. There's Shanten.
Ishanten.
Yeah, it's Ishanten, but it's gonna be
A little
they
difficult.
might have to drop the Dora. They may not get the Sanchoku, or it could be a little awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, a 2-pin draw would be so sweet here, though. Of course, you'd love to draw the 3-pin afterwards, but if you draw the Dora 1-pin first, well, you're not upset. An interesting move from Alon here, dropping the West pair after grabbing the 9-mon pair. Oh, there's a 3. We can Dama this. Because there's Chanta if you can find another terminal or honor tile to wait on.
Right. I'm not sure if I like throwing the 2-so first. I feel like if someone gets Tenpai, the 2-pin storage ace, so it's going to be dangerous. But maybe that's also why it's kept.
Oh, like this 9. We'll Dama this as well.
Yeah, it's pretty late. It's already... it actually might be a Hanemon even. Chanta,
Chanta, Sanchoku Dora is 5.
Pei.
Oh, this pays well, you're right.
Yeah, it's a Hane Mandama.
Nice. But we see a reach from James. This is
Another
just on the 5-pin
Karaju, one
Kansha
sub.
and Riichi Nomi. 5-pin being held by Michael right now. And that's Tempai across the way for Michael. For Dianpeiko, Tanyao, Dama. 6-pin is gone. They're all being held. And I think Alon's out after drawing this Dora, so...
Throws? So 5 So's getting Butsu, but not necessarily the safest tile if you're worried about a Dama, but how often are you worried about a Dama?
Oh, another Dora, but that comes right out. That's safe to the Riichi. And we're going to Ryukyoku. Wow. Such incredible hands here. I mean, the Dianpeiko across the way from Michael.
Yeah, Rion Peiko close, Chanta, Sanchoku.
Hanuman, Dama. Craziness. That means that dealership will pass. Alon paying out 3,000 total. And we'll go to James Dealer turn. Interesting West call from the north seat. Implies there's another Yaku here, and that is the East pair with 3 Riichi sticks and 2 Honba. Alon just wants to speed his hand to completion. Maybe there's a Honitsu here as well.
Yeah, it might have to be. The West pawn is possibly a little aggressive. Like someone might end up having a pair of the Easts, and you just kind of have to go Honitsu.
Yeah, at least if you're making that call, there is a backup Yaku, so it doesn't need to rely on the Easts. Oh, interesting for Gaohan across the way. North Anko as well. And there's a Hatsu pair in that hand too. We saw Michael, of course, calling the Haku, speeding up his own hand. Ishanten now for Hakudora 2. With the sticks, that would be a nice pot to pick up. For dealer, this is looking more like a hand that cannot be opened, a Riichi Pinfu, something along those lines.
Yeah, a 3 Ryanman, 2 Shanten. You do have that 1 pin in hand, which makes it pretty hard to open.
7 so is kind of helpful. Go headless.
Oh, if Alan
no.
gets Tenpai with the 3 pin, that 5 pin is a little loose. It is Zadora in the dealer's hand, though.
Yeah, we see Chi come out. Gaohan expecting the Hatsu, and there it is. Tenpai in the 4-7, so.
Yeah, only 2 left in the wall, though.
Oh, but this 5-pin deals in. Come. Saved! James! Yeah. And instead, it'll be Gaohan dealing with a 5-mon. Wow, I would have thought James would lock in that pair, but bailed out by the Dora Greed.
Yeah, it's possibly the 5-mon dealing into the right, or the 5-pin dealing to the Honitsu, which would have been a lot worse.
As it is, Michael will pull ahead with that victory. 40,000 points currently. And Gaohan, the closest competitor, just barely over 30,000 at this point. For Michael, this hand looks like a Riichi. Maybe Pinfu, you can draw the 5-mon, or turn that 4-6 shape into a Yamen shape. On the right, we have Gaohan with what looks to be a Tanyao, maybe a 6-7-8 Sanshoku. Across the way, Alon has several pairs, 4 of them right now, as well as a Hatsu. And when the Dora is a dragon like this, and you've got so many pairs, it's really tempting to turn this into a Chitoi Dora 2. On the left, James looking to build towards just a Riichi here. Difficult to make much more than that, unless you get some really nice draws.
Gave up on the Dora fairly early. No one else has followed suit, although the only one that could have is Alon at the moment. And of course, it would be a Chitoi without 2 pairs in the discards for Alon. And now it's going to be a 3rd one.
So many pairs getting cut when you're making Chitoi. It feels like it always happens this way. And yet to see another door. Oh, okay. We're turning this into potential Honitsu. I mean, sorry, not Honitsu. Toi is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. actually drew a close Ankh of the one mon, so I can definitely see it. Especially since you just call West for a regular Yaku.
Right.
We could even it'd be there's no 6 in the middle, so you could just throw the door out and we end up with 3/6 mon, but that's a little sad. But you kind of well now that the door is twice out, you kind of have to drop it.
Yeah.
At least eventually. You could also just keep it as a safe tile, safe to 2 people. And if you get the last one, well, you get a lot more value.
Exactly. Now, if you get the last one, are you content with your it's probably 5,200, or do you want to drop the 4 or 5 mon for Toy Toy, even though you have a dead pair in hand?
It really depends on how the 3/6 is looking. Oh, going for the greed. Doesn't want just I guess it would be 1,300 with the
Hmm.
foo, but
Well, we see a Tempai on the right, and it is for the Sanshku. It's actually Tanya Sanshku Pinfu. So this is Mongon.
yeah, doming on the pinfu. Half your weight is out. Actually, a little bit more than that now with that chi. It's definitely fair enough. Problem with Alon is West is also once cut. So you pawn West, sure, you get Toy Toy, West, Dora 2. But then you're also relying on someone dropping that last Dora.
There's a Chi Tempai from James. It will just be Tanya only. Oh, there's a 5, and that has already been discarded, so it will deal into the Mongon. A nice victory.
Yeah. Pinfu, Sajiku, Tanya, 8,000.
And that brings us into the South rounds. Galhan Dealer again. Two So's the door, none in hand. High Pi is not very strong either. So many of these Penchon shapes that a little bit weakened, as well as the 5/7 Kanchan. We'll see if that can improve with a few good draws. For Elon on the right, again, not amazing shapes. Penchon Kanchans to fill, but it's definitely workable. And maybe you can hope to incorporate the two Sodora. Across the way, James has the Hatsu pair, can call and go with his hand, but you're really looking for more than just 1,000 here. And that's a nice shape fill. So probably just start dropping these dragons and just see what else comes. On the left, Michael. Great shapes. Could be a Tanya Pinfu in that hand.
Right. So interestingly enough, from that last hand, if you look at the standings, Galhan took a direct hit on Alon, and it's pretty fairly likely to be swapping places after this Hanchan. Oh, it cuts halfway through, but as it stands, very likely to swap places. So
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
they weren't like directly targeting. Sometimes you might want to target a specific person, but that just happened to be a very nice coincidence of getting your Dama Mongon and targeting someone.
Definitely could be something to consider as we watch these games play out. Oh, that's another nice fill for James. And this hand's Ishanten. If you draw the 4/7, you have a nice Ricci, but instead calls the first Hatsu. Do you like calling that, or do you prefer to pass?
It really depends. With being in third place, I probably just pass and have a little bit of a hope of a better hand. Unless the person who's in the dealer seat is just like known for dealer repeats. In which case I'll just take it, I guess.
See, 4/7 wait for James. This is Hatsu only. And Michael actually dropping the Dora now. Oh, there's Sumo. Michael had found Ishanten there. But will move us forward once again. South 2. For Alon here.
And even though I really don't like taking the 1K with that point situation, it does get you a bit closer to 30K. Although, especially with being that far down in the standings. I mean,
Yeah, maybe some incentive to
yeah.
push. Ooh, this is interesting for James. All of it, that's not a Yakuhai
Oh.
there, but there's so many of these honors. Do you just push for Tsuiso? Drops the Dora. I think this might be
The
Tsuiso push.
Dora, no, the Dora's 3 mon. Oh, you know, I didn't see.
Yeah, got called.
Yeah.
And Michael
I was
says,
looking
thank
in
you
the
very much.
pond. Yeah, it could just be a very hard Suiso commit, although getting a half flush in the Dora suit wouldn't have been bad, and just keep on drawing Montiles. He wouldn't have necessarily drawn them because of that chi, but
Right.
it feels bad.
Well, hold on here. Drawing pin tiles now. It's actually technically Shanten. That's not a super helpful tile, but we'll hold on to it. Maybe you turn this into Chinitsu if you see one player going for a Honitsu in one suit. You feel like your tiles are live in the other suits. Michael with that Dora call looking for the Haku to have a Yaku here. Also drew another Dora and a connector, so it could be a 3,900 point hand. And on the left, Gaohan looking to make another Pingfu with 2 Dora. Could we see a repeat of the Dama? Oh, hang on a second. There's Sancho chance now. If you draw 8 pin, we could actually see a shift away from the 6 pin pair.
Yeah, that would be the most efficient play.
I like holding on to, like, the 9 pin normally doesn't fit into the hand. It overlaps with the 6-7 shape that you already have, or that 6-6-7 shape. But it gives you the opportunity to make 79 Sancho. So I like holding on to this.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you really gonna keep? I guess like a safe towel, but with the possible value, 9 pin's relatively safe enough anyway. Actually takes a chi, forcing the Sanchoku, throwing the 3-4 pin to keep the Dora pawn option available.
There is, from Gaohan's perspective, at least one more Dora, and we know James doesn't want it, so it would likely come out. But there's Tempai for Michael, waiting on Haku 1 pin Shampoo, but of course only the Haku can win. Alon here.
Oh, it might it might. The efficient play is to cut Haku now. Oh, and it deals in.
James is just getting close to Tempai there. We'll deal into the 3,900 and will shift us forward into South 3.
Yeah, just the 2-3-4 chi. It didn't necessarily look like it was an Azuka hand. It was just a little unfortunate.
On the right, I think Michael had 9 in a pair.
Oh.
9 in 2 pairs.
And dealer with 4 pairs, but at least one of them is a Dora. But I'd rather just, I'd almost rather. It's like, it's less value, but I'd rather just be able to call for Tanya with Dora too than force myself to do Cheetor, even though it is worth more.
Yeah. Michael's drawn another Kokshi tile, so we're at up to 10 now. 10 plus 1.
9-1-1 so pay.
We've seen this a lot from Alone on the left. You start to draw into your Tanya shapes, and out goes the honor pair.
Interestingly, you could have kept a 3 pair. You wouldn't really want to go 3 like Honroto Chitoy, but through the 9 pin instead of the 2 mon.
Maybe trying to disguise it a little bit, but I think if you're disguising it, maybe the 1 mon is better. It makes it look like you're going for Honitsu.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Gaohan has drawn an Anko of the South and is now Ishanten. James, thinking about this con, declines. This hand is Ishanten for James. If you draw 4 or 7 pin, you can drop the 5 mon. But I'm willing to call a lot of tiles, and that's a nice draw. Now, the awkward thing is now if you draw 4-7 pin, you have to discard the Dora for Tempai. But...
there it is, and there's a Ricci. Yeah. The Ricci Tanya Dora.
Yeah,
that's dealer. That is 77 at least.
For this weight, so many tiles lighting up here. I think there's only 1 left in the wall. The final 7 mon. Michael bailing away with a full East Anko discard, but would actually be Ishanten if he was able to keep pushing. Gaohan as well, discarding the south, and it looks like no one wants to deal into this dealer hand. Of course, it would be extremely expensive if you did.
Each.
Oh, Chase from Alon here, waiting on 5/8 mon for Ricci.
Sumo.
Tanya Pin, but there's
Oh,
a
the sumo on the
sumo!
last 7. Thanks for the reach stick donation.
It's a Mongon right now. Noda, so 12,000 plus sticks. And that will put James all the way into second place over
Yeah.
30,000.
30.
And look at this. There's a chance to overtake first even with this Haku Anko in hand already. Ooh, do you make this Honitsu? You have all the blocks for it, technically.
I guess you could. It's a little aggressive.
I want to see 4-pin cut.
Home.
Oh, I don't like the south cut, although
At least it
maybe they just
confirms.
knew there was already a paired in someone's hand.
4-pin. 4-pin.
Well,
Alright,
someone
James.
else calling a Yakua, you just have to take the speed.
Yeah, James just going for the fast hand here. You know,
Ugh.
be efficient to drop away from the Kanchan shape, or take the headless. This works too.
Technically, I guess I like having a confirmed pair, but I think headless is better than some people might think it is. Apparently,
The awkward thing is, normally if you draw like the 7, so you can just card away from your Anko to have the Yamen shape. In
Home.
this case, the Anko needs to stay in Anko, so you have to end up on a Tonki here. And we see another call. This is very fast from Gahan, taking this South Dora one hand.
oh, gets to know it on 3. So, oh,
Long.
Comes right out
didn't
from
quite
Michael.
fit the hand. Just 2,300 with the Hamba, but that doesn't quite bring Michael into second, but it's only 200 away.
We'll keep this dealer streak going. Starts with a door in hand. Chance at maybe an Itsu. Shapes aren't amazing here for James. But to the right, Michael in a kind of similar situation where, I mean, you're hoping that you can, I don't know, make 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku for value, but not much else going on outside. Not much going on in that hand. Across the way, Gaohan again with a Dora. Probably hold on to it a little bit longer than you normally would, as that 9 so overlaps with the 6-7 Yamen shape. Already 2 away from Tenpai though for Gaohan. On the left, Alon here with the East pair. It's not as useful as we're in the South round, but working towards a Ricci at best, it looks.
Maybe trying to force Ricci Chanta, even maybe the Chi Toy is 3 pairs.
Yeah, that's interesting. We saw the 6-pin leave the hand, so I think this is a Chanta force. Normally, the 6-pin would certainly be usable in that hand, and this is just looking at the standings and realizing I'm in 4th place. I'm below 30,000, the only player below 30,000. I need to make something happen here.
And of course, so you see all those middle tiles with the different suits. It makes you know, you're thinking what if it's Kokushi, but it could also just be a bluff. They don't know that.
James discards the door, working away from that block. Has improved the middle so shape. And there's a helpful Mon tile as well. Now we're starting to build a real hand. I'm a little bit worried about the 7-pin. Drawing an 8-pin would leave you with potential Huriten issues.
Telling a little backfire, dropping the 2 so and then getting the 3 so on the left for Alon. So could be useful for the potential Chanta.
On the right, 3 pairs now for Michael. Still aiming to work this down to a Ricci. Shampoo weight on the 1 so and 1 mon would look kind of pretty, especially if you draw the 5 mon and discard the 4 mon, creating a Suji trap. Dora finally leaves Galan's hand, deciding it's a little too late to hold on to this.
Yeah, they were just sumo gearing for about 6, 7 discards. Just didn't quite get the tiles they wanted.
Well, it may have been shifting this into a Honitsu, but it's getting so late now. Redraws the 3 pin and holds on to it. Oh, there's a Doro.
He was finally Shanten. Richie Tanya could possibly be a decent weight, or could just be a 5-mon Kanchan. Should not be great, but
Or
there's the
just draw it.
2-sided.
Yeah, just
Each.
draw
Actually, it
the
would be
5 on.
Furiten though, but I mean, just Richie to intimidate the table.
Can only see 3 of the tiles. We can see 7 of the tiles. So there's only 1 left in the wall for this weight. But James has showed us that 1 tile is good enough.
There would have been Ipatsu, but it's actually a safe tile, so not exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
there it is!
What? Okay.
Reach Ipatsumo Tanya!
Tanyo, or 3.
Una, it just felt like it's going to be Una 3. 1 tile off. The Sanzo is the indicator. And with that, James takes a huge lead now. 50,000 points. Only Michael is above 30,000 at this point. And that's actually a small amount of good news for Alon. You don't want to be the only player below 30,000. Now, unfortunately, you only have 6,600. But that can be remedied with a good hand like James has been getting.
And yeah, there are other games they can play in the session to
Absolutely.
take those points back, but
This is just
See, in
game
the
1 of
end-
4. Every point does matter, as this is the
Yeah.
final session for this group.
interestingly enough, with that last hand that won, there was quite a bit of overlap. So there would have been a decent chance of Ura 2, which would have been enough for the Hanemon anyway. Sadly, did not get it, but for the Furry 10, you'll take that.
Absolutely. Especially, it's so sad seeing your Ipatsutao come out.
Although it did
not
come
be able
out
to
because it was Gen Boots.
Right.
so-
All right. So I wonder what James is going to do here. Has the 3-3-4 shape in the Pinzu. Would love to accept Adora. And it kind of looks like Tanya, 2-3-4 Sanchoku. I wonder if the 9-mon pair will end up leaving the hand. To the right. There's that small Sanchoku chance there, but it's more likely to be Pinfu and hopefully Dora and Tanya as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated, just throwing the 9-mon pair and just confirming a Tanyo. And you kept that 6 pin. You draw that 7, but can't necessarily see that far ahead into the wall.
Yeah, even
Now
here,
there's
the
a
9.
toy option. But do you really want that?
It's a good point. Yeah, James is thinking
Oh.
about that, it looks like.
Oh, that's a hard Cheeto commit, and you can't use the Dora in the 2-3-4.
Yeah, well, if you're going Cheetoy, then you don't necessarily care about that. That makes the 2-pin less of a backfire. You're like, hey, I can wait on Dora now. Cheetoy Dora 2. It's awesome.
Right. You can wait on it, but
Yeah, I
to
do
win,
prefer...
you'd also have to get someone to drop it, probably, or sumo it.
Yeah, I definitely do prefer holding onto the 4-pin and angling towards the Tanya route. Forlon here looks like he's working towards an Itsu perhaps in the Mansu, or a 1-2-3 Sanchoku. And takes the Tempai here, not taking the Richi though.
But
Hoping to create more value perhaps.
now going for the Tanyo.
Oh! Here's a chance at some more value. We need to shift away from the 1-mon pair though. But you could get a 1-2-3 Sanchoku. Oh, it doesn't want it. Sees a different route for value, which is drawing the Forso for the 2-3-4 Sanchoku. Yeah, we can see there are no Forso in the wall to draw, so eventually we're going to have to see a Richi. I guess another route to value would be pairing up the Dora itself and taking a Shampon weight.
It wouldn't be bad. There's a Shampoo, but do you really want to drop the Dora?
Yeah, not this
No.
one. We could see 2-mon. There's 2-pin rather. There's 1 left in the wall. So there is a chance for that. And now we're down to 12 tiles left in the wall. I think you might have to hit the button sooner rather than later. James, looking at these shapes,
But it's
Does
also
not
like,
take the Ishan 10.
is it too late? You wait that long, it's almost too
Right.
late.
Yeah, maybe just hoping that you can end in Jukyoku. Oh, I think we see a Damaten on the right for Pinfu.
It's not.
Dom.
It shouldn't be safe, man. Took a little bit for him to win.
Yeah, deciding whether
Pinfudora.
you just want the Pinfu door or not.
Maybe just limiting. Oh, I should have called Ricci.
You're right. A few seconds to regret your decisions, and then hit the button, take the run. And that's not a bad result for Michael, who puts himself a little bit higher over the 30,000 mark. It's very difficult for Sumo to knock you below 30,000. Now it'd have to be a Baimon Sumo. It's very likely that you'll have a positive result in this game. And your last dealer, so you could run it up, make a comeback. In fact, all it takes is a dealer Mongon, and you've also retaken first.
Right. There is a slight problem. It's not too likely, but if you do Ricci, then a Hanuman Sumo would be enough to knock you into 30k. But it's not too likely.
Yeah, that is a good point, though. Something to think about when you put your Ricci stick in the middle of the table. Across the way, along with a very interesting set of tiles.
I'm not sure what the east, south, north is doing really.
I think it's
maybe
like seeking Suanko. Maybe the south for safety?
Yeah, it has
the
to be
east
for
as well.
safety since it's recently twice cut. East is also twice cut now, so
Boom.
Another pair heavy hand is on the left. It's James who calls Poland on the 9-mon. Is actually really just looking for the Chun to call. Grab that red dragon, win out with 1,000 points or 1,300 depending on how the calls go.
yeah, you could go Aruzuke, or you could even force the Toy with 2 other pairs, but you just get the red dragon
Boom.
anyway.
You drop a pair here.
It has to be the 7-8 since you have the 9s pawned.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Isn't even with Suji.
Well, yeah. Once you see the 4th 9 come out from Michael, you have a bit of regret.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten that the 9s were called, and that shape wasn't as strong as it usually is. Component to headless.
Boom.
And I don't mind this because now you have some draws of the 7-8 mon.
yeah. It's just if you draw that 3-4 mon, you're gonna be waiting on the half dead Ryanman.
Yeah. But we've seen, James, the way this game's been going for James, he'll just draw this. I was gonna say draw the 6 mon, but you can't. They're all gone. That's awkward. In the meantime, Michael now with a great draw can drop one of these pairs and aim for Ricci, Tanya, Pinfu, Ipeko. There's another Anko draw for Alon, getting close. Oh.
Yeah, it's if you for some reason you decided to throw a Ryanman, you could beat Tenpai, but who would do that? Could have cheated for just Tanya only, but wants more of this hand. It's definitely a hand that could have a lot of value, more than just Tanya.
Go on, discards the 1 pin into a 3-sided weight. You have to call this, I think, for Ishanten. It's 3-sided, but the 9-mon is dead, so only the Tanya side will win. Oh, can switch to a different 3-sided.
Does he take it? Does. Oh, it's not as visibly dead, but
also not very strong. Ricci, Tanya, door 3.
If the dealer does get the Tenpai, probably will have to throw that 2-mon and deal into your competition.
It will be a Gyakten. Oh, James can take
Ricci,
Tenpai.
Tanya, Dora 3.
Yeah, Dora 3.
Yeah.
And Tenpai for Toyman as well for the Toy Hatsu. Oh, Khan? Do you want to reveal that information? Yes, he does. Oh, but there's a Sumo!
The Saranko, extra Han. It's not enough to change, but definitely need those points after the all the points he lost this game.
Absolutely. You'll take the +9 there at the very end. And that saves Michael from the deal-in. But it'll be James the big winner with +30.3. Michael second place. A small positive, +7.5, steadily climbing into the positives there. And Gaohan, unfortunately, didn't win that gorgeous Tanyao hand. But we'll take the -8.4. Still in a reasonable position here.
Yeah, I did see at the left, James actually got Tenpai, but it was with the 4 monas a pair, so just the half dead Ryman weight. But that sumo just confirmed first for him.
All right. So we have
Yeah.
Gohan in third, Alon in fourth. It's a real tight race between the two of them for the top 3 guaranteed promotion slots. And let's see. It looks like we have a really interesting table that's going to start quite soon. So let's head over there.
All right.
I wanted to make sure that we caught a look at this table. It's another interesting B3 race. And we haven't caught everyone at this table yet. So let's take a look at this one. The players are going to be Nicholas, Elwin, Zach, and Aaron. And it looks like they've just started.
All right.
It'll probably be a little bit laggy as the names get entered.
Yeah, I think we'll just be
Boom.
the screen is paused while you're entering that, but hopefully it won't take too long.
All right,
I
this
will
should be
say
good.
that I played with Nicholas. He's actually
Gee.
a local here. I only played with him once, but I think from what I remember, he came from Chinese mahjong. So
Ah.
usually used to opening up, and you can definitely see that with his 62% call rate, which is about twice as much as anyone else on this board.
Yeah, that participation rate definitely carried by the call rate. And we can see Nicholas, as dealer, calls twice already. Has the Anko, the Haku, so the Yaku is there. He's looking for a pair, really, and the 3-pin. But Aaron on the left has also opened up. She's waiting on the 3-mon Tonki currently for just the east only. And this has encouraged Elwin to open up as well on the right. This looks like it's going to be a Tanya Dora 1.
Boom.
Nicholas had
Alright.
found Tenpai, ends up calling again, switches the weight to this Chikoku Tonki 1-pin.
Yeah, it was already Tenpai, but with
Mhm.
an extra Han, as the 2900 is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely, make it 3900.
Actually, yeah, 3900. Oh yeah, with that food.
Oh, extra
yeah.
food, yeah. I wonder if we'll see. Oh, well, I think we switched to Dora Tonki. Let's make this 12K.
Yeah, why not?
And there
Oh.
are 2 Dora in the wall to be drawn. We've already. Oh, Khan
Oh,
reveal
so,
that we
like-
have a Tonki weight.
You could even you could give up the door. You'd have what, like 60, 70 food. It'd be like a 3 Han. Yeah, I mean, effectively like a 3 Han 30, but you also don't just want to like drop the Dora.
Yeah, if you are holding on to this Dora, I think I prefer not conning, actually. I mean, there is the chance that you just con yourself into a couple more
actually,
Dora.
changes it to a different Dora, which is less visible.
Ah, that's a interesting shit. And
But
pin tiles have
completely
been.
stuck, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like Elwin's not going to drop those 4-pin. That's currently acting as the pair in the hand. Now we're going to chi into Tenpai.
Oh,
Waiting.
yeah. You have to take you have to accept the Dora and the wider weight, of course. Oh, but if Nicholas switches, that'll be terrible. Tilly the Tanya Dora 3. Actually, Dora 4.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
No.
well, obviously, you're probably dealing into 1K. Oh, actually, 2K. You did give him a Dora with the con, but that's a lot preferable to an Amon Gun.
Yeah, that was the last 3-mon, but Aaron pulls it out. Kills the 2 dangerous hands.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They didn't switch their Tonki at all. Could have switched like a 9-pin, which would have been a lot more likely to come out. But just that sticking to that 3-mon, maybe it's like the 3 so. We just believe in it. It's the power of 3.
I know, Justin, you like the 3 so. I've heard rumors that the 3 pin is you know, becoming more and more popular these days, and I wonder if Aaron is a believer in the 3-mon.
Well, actually, I hear as far as pin go, Richinomi has been trying to make 7-pin the thing for the pin tiles. It's part of one of their keychains, which I have. In fact, I think it's also fairly might have also been like fairly decent in the like some like statistics thing that's like a good tile. Not
Interesting.
quite sure about that.
Well, there's a chance I might be playing against some Richinomi players in the final session, so I will keep in mind to just never drop the 7-pin against them.
Yeah, it might be a good thing.
And interesting here, we see Haku's the Dora. It's been pulled by Zach on the right.
1
Yeah, it came out fairly early, and this
Ooh.
is gonna be Tenpai takes the Ryanman, 1-4-mon.
Oh, just in
don't
time for
deal
Aaron
in,
to drop it. Yeah, that 1-mon had to come out, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
Zach had just found Tenpai there, so it'll be a very fast Mongon. You're really not
Something-
expecting, even with 2 calls, there were so few discards. There wasn't much time to turn that hand.
Right. I mean, you might not be expecting it, but if you're paying attention, even if you're not paying attention, you know they called, so they had the drop from their hand, and the 1-mon is near the tile they dropped. So you have to think if they are Tenpai, you don't want to drop near that.
Yeah, and I don't know. If you value your own hand, you shouldn't just push it. In this case, maybe the hand didn't have enough value to be worth risking the 1-mon against that. But really, the 2-mon could just indicate that it's a 3 or a 5 or something along those lines. Not necessarily the
Right.
1. But it did indeed come out of the 2-2-3 shape. So 1-4 was the weight. And moving on to Zach's dealership, there is another door in hand, but this time not an Anko. How do we feel about Itadora 1?
Itsudora 1. Well, it could win on Sansa, which would make it pretty good. But you can't really get a pin through with that, can you?
Yeah, I'm wondering how willing you are to open if, say, the 6-0 came out.
But Richi Itsudora, that is 12,000 is dealer anyway. And with this 7-pin, you could just accept another Dora.
1
Some hesitation here. Elwin
Oh, and
deciding
actually
whether or
can't
not.
accept the Dora because that Dora is just pawned away. There's no more left.
Yeah, after that Chi, Elwin needs the north, and we can see that it's paired up.
Oh,
So
wait, that's not a pawn. I thought it was a pawn. That's just a Chi.
it's going to be basically impossible for Elwin to win this hand unless something shifts for Zach.
1
And there's a 3 so Chi. So it will be Itadora 1 plan for Zach here. Aaron, on the other hand, look at this gorgeous Manzu. This is Ishanten. If you can draw the 3-mon, Richi Pinfu Tanyao. 3-mon seems to be favoring Aaron today, so I wouldn't be surprised to see her pull that in. An interesting decision for Nicholas here. Drew the 3-so, which was a pair candidate, but because one had already left the hand, it means you're likely to end up 50-10 on that weight. So
Yeesh.
shifts away and instead takes this Richi on the Nobiton weight.
Well,
2-5. Oh, doesn't
Oh,
take the Nobiton.
threw-
Takes the
threw you
7
off.
so
Yeah.
Tonki. Okay.
it's just because you said it was going to be the Nobutan.
I just assumed. This is what you get for assuming things.
It's he set
Gee.
up the long Suji trap with the 1-so drop. But I see where it's coming from.
Elwin dodges the deal in by dropping the 6-so, but that allows Zach to call to Tenpai now on the 8-so. In the meantime, Aaron has also called the 3-mon to Tenpai for Tanyao. Waiting on the 3-5. And there's a 3-6, and there is a 6-pin.
Just Tanya, but
But grabs another stick as well, and this actually ties Aaron and Nicholas for third and fourth place. And that will move us to
Oh,
Aaron's
Aaron
dealership.
starts with the double East Onco. Love to see that.
At a door in hand. Imagine having a door Tonki here.
Yeah, there's one Ryman, but the rest of the tiles could use a little bit of work, but there's value there for sure.
You've got excellent floaters. 6 mon, 4 pin, 7 pin. Great tiles to draw around. We see an early door cut from Nicholas. Does not want anything to do with that Dora
Yeah.
tile. Has reasonable shapes in his own hand too.
Happened again one of the previous hands.
Toyman with a great draw. Improves that mon shape. Looks like it wants to be Tanya, but you're kind of hoping you can get some extra value out of this. Maybe 5, 6, 7 Sanjiku? It's a bit of a stretch, but especially with these shapes. Looks like Elwin's really thinking about locking in that Tanya shape. And on the left, Zach has a fairly standard Ricci here. In the meantime, Aaron has discarded her Dora and is now Ishanten for Ricci double East.
Yeah, with a
Gee.
two-sided weight, it's gonna be pretty good.
Interesting move from Zach here, calling the 3-mon, and so this is going to be a 2-3-4 Sanjiku. Now, if you draw something like the 2-pin, you can shift away, discarding the Daiso pair, and end up in Tanya. Same thing even if you draw the 5-pin, you can get Tanya and Sanjiku.
Yeah, could have shifted if they believe in that 2-mon more, but I guess
Yeah, it's difficult to believe when you can see it twice cut already.
yeah.
Well, once cut and once in your call. That's another good draw for Elwin. It's not going to be Tanya from the looks of things, but
There's Senpai for the
Ricci.
dealer.
Yeah.
4-7-mon. Only see one of them in the calls.
and 4 are in the wall, so good sumo chances here.
Yeah, even in a
Each.
Ron, you'll have the 40 Fu for the extra value. It's a chase on 5-8-mon.
Ricci no me for this hand. And that
Yeah.
encourages Elwin to drop away from this. I mean, the East draw looks terrible, being completely live on this board.
Yeah, and against the dealer Ricci as well.
With one Ricci, maybe you think, okay, it could be paired up in another person's hand. With 2 Riccis, you think, okay, one of these players has to have it. Instead, there's a Sumo.
Ricci Sumo double East. No, but a dealer Mangan is a lot of points.
Yeah, that more than makes up for the Mongon Dylan earlier. And that puts Aaron all the way into the lead at 39,000 points.
And the beautiful starting, and not necessarily for value, but the shapes are better than before, I would say.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Definitely feels like you can find your way to Tanya pretty, sorry, not Tanya, Pifu pretty easily. Out to the
Maybe
right,
even an Ipeco.
there is a chance of that as well. Nicholas on the right has a good chance at Ipeco as well with a 1, 2, 3 so shape. And you can use a door in that hand. Across the way, Elwin also looking for a door tile and call the East for a fast hand. On the left, Zach is also building towards a kind of standard Ricci here. He's yet to get rid of all these terminal tiles. And making cuts of the 1 pin and 2 so, holding these terminals a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm not quite the Ipeco I was thinking. I was thinking more the 3, 3, 4, 4, but one away for that 2-so Ipeco.
Yeah, it's going to be awkward when Nicholas and Aaron both going for the same Ipeco and there's a 2-so cut. So they both they can't both have it. Aaron actually Ishan 10 for this hand.
If Aaron draws the 7-pin again, a little unfortunate cutting it before. definitely take the Dora Ryman. Oh, I mean, do you
This
really
is
want? Oh, throws
difficult.
it back.
Banking on this Ipeco as an extra Han here. And Elwood now finds... Oh, sorry, that's Nicholas on the right who finds Ishanten. Headless currently, even though there are a couple pairs in hand. And of course, Elwyn called the east across the way, 2 tiles away from Tempai there, including a door would
Could
certainly be
technically
welcome.
shift to Toy, but those are very hard to call tiles.
Yeah, 4, 5, 5.
There's another pair though, but
Make
it's
that another
another
4.
4.
Well, the toy is there.
Oh, the reds one's cut. I mean,
It just
it's like a
feels
safe
almost
tile.
impossible.
1
You could think that, but there's a Suanko at my table recently where it's mostly 4s and 5s in the hand.
Incredible.
There's also a Rinshan.
Oh,
and-
Rinchan Suanko.
Those Dora. Yeah, it was a safe tile. Actually, no, that wasn't Dora. Dora's 5-pin.
We see the Ricci for this Ipeco is not going to happen unless Aaron backs out of this Wenso pair. However, there are 2 forces left in the wall to be drawn.
Yeah, Ricci Pinfu, it's good enough. Decent chances for 2 Dora, or rather.
1
Zach will make the call to Tempai here. Not a Tempai with a Yaku, but hoping for some points at Ryukyoku. Forso is Nakasuji. Sorry, Forbon is Nakasuji. But decides to go with the safe 1 pin, assuming that he can find his way to Tempai again, and there it is. This is a Tempai that can actually win. 2mon has come out, but 4mon and 5mon.
No, 2mon's all out, actually. Yeah, 4
6
and
pin
5.
came out from Aaron, so you can't push that. There are no winning tiles left in the wall to be drawn, so Zach just does a Forso! Well, you can switch with a 4mon. 4mon's Nakasuji still.
Right. Thinking about it, hopefully, just doesn't quite necessarily trust, or either doesn't see or doesn't trust the Nakasuji, but avoids dealing into what could have been Ricci, Pinfu, Hote.
Yeah.
That would have been really bad.
Yeah, especially with an Ura, that would be Mongon. So, yeah, good dodge by Zach. All right, Nicholas, it's your dealership, your second dealership. We're in 4th place currently, but this high pie looks really strong.
Yeah,
I wonder if we
2
turn this into
Yakuai.
Honitsu.
Yeah, double Yakuai Honitsu.
And Akanashi, double Yakuai Honitsu, very nice shortcut to Mongon, especially as dealer. But after drawing this Diamond, we are backing away from that plan.
ポン
And throwing the Sanzo, which is just a shame, especially if
4?
you're going to drop a Ryanman anyway. Yeah, you do have too many Ryanman, so there's definitely an argument for just keeping the Sanzo, even not believing the cult.
Yeah, I definitely like, giving yourself the option, giving yourself some hope for this Sancho. Because if you draw the 3 so again, then you really have good chances. You have all the shapes that you need. We will see the South Call. That is Yakuhai for Zach. And it will be a fairly inexpensive hand just trying to end this dealership. Where's the Dora? 7 pin is the door. We can't see any. They are all on the wall. Nicholas completes the discard of the 7 to 8 mon, holding onto the 6 pin just in case a 7 pin is drawn, then you can upgrade your value a little bit. It looks like on the right we have a good chance at 3 or 5 Sancho. Already Ishanten for Elwyn here.
Oh, there's a 1, so. But maybe, possibly, it could be your pair. Yeah, that's one way to get into the Honitsu shift. Otherwise, you might just almost be forced to take a sad 1 Han win. But with 1600 on the board and being the dealer repeat, that's not as bad as it would normally be.
Oh, interesting from Elwin. I thought we might see a 1-pin cut here, but and go headless, but instead just drops the 1 so back. Still Ishanten. And Zach has drawn a Dora. It needs a 6-pin to be able to use it. Oh, there's the Sanchoku Tenpai. Ricci,
Eat.
Dama, Ricci. Ricci waiting on the 8 so for Ricci Sanchoku would be 5,200. Unless an Uda is found.
Yeah. You have to reach the confirmed Sanchoku.
1、
Zach immediately drops the Dora Suji 4-pin, but has another one to discard.
It was half Suji, but it's also the Doro Suji, so you don't really want to trust that, but
It's half Suji on the bad side. If that was a 7-pin cut, sure. I'll throw the 4-pin. Maybe believing that if the Ricci tile is the 1-pin, it's hard for it to be the 4. Because if you had 1-3-5 shape, you'd usually discard the 5-pin waiting on the 2. Oh, trying 2 Dora now encourages Zach to push the 8-pin. Nothing really is safe here, so just playing around. Aaron called the 4-pin, looking for a Tanyao. It's drawn the final winning tile, so all of the 8s have been drawn. And the most likely person to discard it is probably Aaron, although she uses it as a pair. Dodging,
Yep.
well.
Those Green Dragons just never came out. But if they
Oh,
do,
Zach sees the
Nicholas will be
path to
Tenpai.
Toy Toy. This 8 so might come out.
Oh,
It is one chance with the 6. The Anko of the 6. So
well, yeah, especially if Nick can pawn the Green Dragon. Actually, might throw the 9-mon. The 9-mon is in Butsu.
缶
Khan.
Oh, the Khan!
Khan into the
Khan's the Green
Hatsu.
Dragon.
That's Tenpai on the 6.
缶
Oh,
Oh, another
wait,
Khan!
no. The
The
Dora.
Dora!
Oh, wait.
Oh, no, this Dora's
They're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna throw the pawn out. It's gonna cause them to deal in.
Oh. Oh,
With
it's
a lot of extra Ura. Maybe how many Ura? How bad?
One
is it?
extra
Oh,
Dora.
They drew 1 Dora at least.
and 2.
Or
No, that's a
2.
Hanemon.
Both Ura were from the cons. Well,
Yes.
that's one way to get out of last.
Yeah, just
Cons
con
would
your
ring the
way.
table.
I mean, if you're Zach, you almost just have to push into that, right? I mean, maybe not after 2
Oh,
cons, but
Yeah, definitely not after 2 cons. And what you had like 1 tile left to win. That was really aggressive. I mean, like I could see maybe especially as dealer for Nicholas, that con could give you that extra tile you need to get a Tenpai, and it did, right? But yeah, like getting a Tenpai, yes, it's worth a lot, but you had like 1 or 2 more tiles left to win. Do you really think you're gonna get that? I don't know. Although it was a little unfortunate with the 6 so pseudo Kabe, but
right. I
the
mean,
Kanchan wins out.
it's so hard even with all the action that happened. Con into Pon, and you don't even realize that those cons removed 2 of the tiles from the wall. You think there's even more tiles there, but
There's that early 2-sided Ricci, just Ricci Nomi.
on the 3-6, there are 6 tiles in the
Yeah.
wall to be drawn.
You get a win on 3, so it means you have to win.
1
Oh, there's the Haku.
Right, but would you even want to wait on a Tonki at that point?
That's a good point. And Aaron has so many Mon tiles. Decides to just throw the 2 Mon back. Not trusting the safety of the 3-pin. Honestly, that looks like such a good Shinitsu. But you have to pass so many tiles against this dealer.
缶
Yeah, Aaron is still barely in first, so try not to dealing in is fair enough.
We saw another con from Nicholas. Reveals a Dora for himself. Standstill Ishanten.
Plus some extra food.
Mhm.
Depending on what you draw, might end up dealing it and giving that 7 that Sanzo might come out. I'll just throw Sadora. It was Suji, and it wasn't like it was the original Dora. That might be a bit more hesitation, but as a new Dora, they couldn't have planned that.
Mhm. Dodging around this so far. Friso has been drawn by a couple different players now. Oh, Aaron is Suanko Ishanten.
Oh, but if you draw that too, so Sansa will end up dealing in. Could be saved by drawing another Sansa. There's still the one left in the wall.
How many tiles are left here? Tuso, there is one Tuso left in the wall.
Oh,
And 9 Mon. There's one of those in the wall. Oh no, 9 Mon is dead. And then the 5 Mon. I see one's out. One in hand. So from Aaron's perspective, the Swanko is live.
still 3-6, so haven't been seen yet. You'd think that two-sided early reach would have a better win rate, but not quite hitting it.
Still 4 tiles left in the wall. Small backfire for Nicholas. Discarding. Oh, there's a 6. And
Oh, there's
how's a 3 to come in?
She one Ura.
From the
Not the
con.
worst. Yeah.
Nicholas has been really improving these reaches from other players.
Yeah, if that gave more Ura, that would have been your way to second.
Right?
But
Just needed one more con.
Aaron's they swap places with Elwin, but still above 30k, not the worst spot to be in. But that hand is so many terminals and honors. Doesn't quite believe in like a Kokushi though. Probably I don't think that's really enough to like realistically consider it, but what else is that hand really gonna be? Could be a Chanta. There's that 7-8 on and the 1-3 so now, so
Yeah, still holding on to the 6 Mon, just hoping to turn this into anything other than Janta. But hasn't been successful just yet. To the right, that might be an Itsu building for Zack, and there's a door in hand. It is just Ishanten as well. We'll
yeah.
hit the button if you find Tempai, of course.
I was actually talking about Aaron's hand, but yeah, the dealer's hand is also very Chanta looking.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, for Aaron, also almost better looking than the dealer's hand. Of course, the dealer has now drawn an accompaniment to that 6-Mon and has better looking shapes at this point.
Dealer actually giving up the pay pair. Trying to get a normal hand, perhaps.
Okay, well, that's a good draw for a normal hand. Fill the Penchon. Nicholas dropping away from the 9-7 shape in the Sozu as this hand has reached Ishanten for Pinfu with a chance at Richi Pinfu Dora 1. Wow, look at this makeover that Elwin's hand has gone through. This is 2 away from Richi Pinfu.
Yeah, 3 Rhineman, 2
Home.
Shelton. From what you had, that's pretty good. Aaron calling for Toy Toy looks like not pretty decent pawn candidates actually.
Yep, just needs one more pair, but you'd expect to see a 9-pin and a 1-Mon eventually. Oh, this is
Yeet.
Tempai. Here's your 1-Mon.
Home.
Oh, but this is such a rough reach for Zack. 3 of the tiles have already been discarded.
Oh yeah, but I've actually had like 2, not just once but twice, where if I reached a 1 tile left like Champon, I would have beat Potsuma, but I just didn't take it. I just got the regular sumo. It's like, well,
Yeah. What are the odds, right? Apparently pretty good.
yeah.
Aaron's going for it, pushing the 4 and 5-Mon. Ishanten for this. Toy
Yeah,
Toy.
it's a very hard push, but with the pair, another pair like that, it is tempting.
And Elwin has decided in first place,
Yeet.
maybe I should back out of this. And we'll see a chase from Nicholas as well on the 6-9-Mon. 9-Mon Genbutsu the first
Oh.
reach, but that is Dora.
So interestingly, I think.
Sumo.
Oh!
Oh, the sumo. I think it was like 4 sumo giris for that Richi, then just accepted it, and sumo giri slammed the 9. Maybe thought there could be like an improvement, or just accepted
I
the 1
think-
tile left way.
Oh, I think the Ricci tile was pulled away, and then the 9 was the tile drawn
Oh,
afterwards.
oh, right, yeah. You're right.
But as it is, there's a Reach Patsumo Pinfu. And that will put Nicholas at a very close third, 500 points away from being above 30,000, which is the mark that you must be in order to have a positive finish, or at least a non-negative finish. And not that far behind Aaron for second place here. Even there's a decent chance at first. Just Mongon Sumo gets you really close. As it is, we're on Zach's dealership. A lot of Montiles here. Probably angling for Orishi Pinfu. To the right, Aaron with good shapes as well. 2 away from Tenpai. Across the way, Nicholas has the Haku pair. Probably wouldn't be terribly upset to just call that. Maybe even angle towards Monhonitsu. And on the left, Elwin with... Oh, looks like just Richi here. Maybe there's a small chance of Itsu, but in the Sozu. Do you even go for Shinitsu, maybe?
As the dealer,
Maybe for the dealer and also on the left.
the left. Oh, I didn't notice these standings. All these players are in the demotion to C league. So I guess you kind of want the points, but it's a lot of room to make up in a way. Less so for Zach. Zach's not that far out of getting out of there. I feel like it's especially that late. It's a little aggressive, like unrealistic, even. Especially if you like counting the amount of tiles that are out there. You're not getting Jinitsu from that, actually. But maybe
you're-
like cheat those tiles if you could cheat those tiles from the left.
Oh wow, we're
Yeet.
Chitoi Tenpai, and we'll see the Richi probably on the one Oh, not
Uh,
Chitoi. We're Ipeiko Tenpai, and we're Tenpai in the
refuse
4 pin, 7
Chitoi.
pin.
Although, yeah, waiting on the one month's once out, and they get more value from the Chitoi. It was like almost, I was sort of seeing like this could have been Ryan Peiko, but this weight is slightly larger. Yeah, three versus 2, at least.
Yeah, depending on how I feel about the progression of the other hands, I don't mind just holding the Dama for a bit, because there are a lot of draws that give us a Pinfu here, like that 6 pin, although that wasn't guaranteed to happen. As it is, Nicholas holding this 4 pin. If the Honitsu progresses, might come out.
Yeah, as much as I hate the Chitoi with the weight quality and the better value, definitely would take that over this. But this might end up working out. You never know. Oh, there's Ichi Peiko.
Okay, 39. Yes, Noda. And, well, that drops Nicholas a little bit and makes Zach's task of getting out of 4th place a little bit closer. And oh my.
Daisunken? Sushi?
Daisangen's live. Honitsu's live. Suiso?
6 one's a little aggressive over the 1, so. I mean, not even necessarily aggressive, just like, what is that 1 so really going to do for you?
Yeah, 6 months definitely signaling things to the table. You just don't know what it is yet. Okay, 6 months, 7 so. Kind of signaling pins. Oh my, what?
Oh, turn to Richie. Could have conned that white dragon, but that's very aggressive.
Yeah, I don't mind not conning that.
3-pin Penchon.
Oh, what do you even
2
do?
left in the wall.
You have to just fight this, right? Yeah, throws the Formon right back. And you don't even feel comfortable dropping the 1 so because that's close to the Dora. Pawn?
But do you pawn? Oh, but
No.
you draw the Dora.
All right,
In
rewarded.
a way. Yeah, it's actually Ishata now. If someone throws that safe pay, there'll be, ideally you want that red dragon to get 2 Yakuhai Dora. It's definitely good enough, especially when you're fighting a Richi. You would like the Daisangen, but throws the 3-pin right into that. With the 1-2 cut, it's like, oh yeah, I can't really use this. So
oh my goodness! Well, things have drastically changed. Now, Nicholas is the player over 30,000, and Zach is fighting Aaron for 3rd place. It is Aaron's dealership. And it starts with 2 Dora. This is promising.
Yeah. Possible Itsu. It's a little, especially I know like some people like to count count your possible Ura 3 outs, but Nick had 2 of those 8 mod. So if you're counting that, it's like it was very unlikely to get that Ura 3, but just happened to get it.
Home.
Yeah, when you're in Ricci, you have nothing better to do? Sure. And Elwin's like, I cannot let this game go any longer. Calls the West.
Yeah.
Prepared to just call this down for 1,000 points if necessary.
Could even get a Toy. Could even get Chi the Dora for a little more value.
Ending the game priority number 1, of course.
Oh, Dora Onko for the dealer.
This is really exciting. We'll probably see the 9-pin come out pretty soon here. As it overlaps with the... Yeah, if you get the 4-so, you're seriously thinking about Itsu. If you draw the 4-so, you just Chi the 6-so, right? Or even the 9-so.
I don't know. That's a little... I mean, like, with that many Dora, I don't know. I just... It really depends on how possible... Oh, throws a 5. That's a little unexpected.
Yeah, usually the 9-pin comes out, but we are...
It's like normally it feels bad because it's like it feels like, you know, like a 5, 7, 8. Like, what does that really do for you? But in this case, that could give you the Itsu out.
Yeah, that's a good point. When you have the 7, 8, usually the 5. In a lot of situations, the 5 comes out. But in this case, you know, whenever you have a 9 overlapping with a 6, that comes out a lot of the times, or a 1 overlapping with a 4.
Speaking of Itsu, there could be a pin Itsu on the left. Although, well, one door is cheat, and those door are never leaving Aaron's hand.
Nope.
So it won't be Itsu at least, but could be a potential 3-sided weight.
Hand progressing quite nicely for Nicholas as well, but this is Tenpai. Will Elwin just shut things down? Oh, there's a 9-so, and I feel like this is not yet.
Not yet. It's
any second now.
"Quote unquote" safe tile,
right?
But it does save him for now.
Surely
right here. Yeah, there it is.
Wrong.
It's not that expensive, but not what you're looking for if you're Zach. And well, that's great news for Elwin, who finishes in first place in this match, 27.4. And for Nicholas, a nice comeback there at the very end. Should have finished positive as well, plus 8.9. For Aaron, negative 10.6. And for Zach, negative 25.7. Causes the standings to shift a little bit. Zach still the closest of these competitors to escaping the demotion zone.
Yeah, I think that hand would have, if Aaron was around instead, that would have been just barely enough to take them to 4th, but luckily did not get Ron there.
Yeah, nice dodge. And they have started almost immediately after that game finished, so we'll be seeing the second game in just a bit here. I'm saying about 30 seconds.
All right, I'll take those 30 seconds to get some water then.
Sounds good. Right, I hear a gong, and that means we are back. Zach will be a first dealer. Elwin to the right. Aaron across the table. Nicholas on the left. And really big question is, can Zach climb out of 15th place? Make 13th place or 12th place? Get out of the demotion zone here. Still, a lot of these players in this B3B division have a lot of games yet to play. Even the players in the spots directly above Zach have yet to finish all their games. So the cut line might Still has some fluctuations to take place.
Home.
Greg could rise, Greg could fall. Same for Kevin. And we will. You're just hoping to do the best in these two games, and let things fall where they may.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zach was the closest to getting out of this demotion line, but took the fourth in the last Hanshan. So fighting a little bit at the bottom of the standings here, but still not impossible to get out of there. It'll take well, some pretty good first though.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of starting as first dealer, but after a game like that, I kind of like it. I want to
Eat.
just fight for my dealership, but then there's a what, fourth, fifth turn Ricci, and I'm feeling sad again.
Yeah, and it's a two-sided, and it's a pin
Chi.
too.
Ricci Pinfu. There's a Chi that incorporates the door from the open hand. Elwyn takes the Ishanten here, fighting. We've seen a lot of fights against Ricci at this table. It makes me just want to Ricci all the more. And Zach's going to fight as well. It's hard to defend here, and this is your dealership, so let's go.
Yeah, if Zach can get Tempire, there's that potential Samanchan wait, but still needs a few tiles to get there.
Well,
That's Ishanten though.
oh,
Oh, but it's gonna end up dealing in if they get Tempire unless they draw a 7 or a 4.
and those are being held, so the only route to Tempai involves dealing in here.
So yeah, those are all held actually.
I guess if you draw the 147 so, then you could wait on the Champon instead.
Or maybe you throw no, you wouldn't throw 8-pin here. That's not efficient.
If you're afraid of discarding the 6,
Like-
maybe you're running out of Suji, you think, okay, I can pass this Nakasuji Foramon, and you believe the 8-pin is safer, then you might make that play.
Yeah, the ideal thing would have been to draw the 5-mon and then just fill in that Ryanman, but unfortunately drew the 6 first. And after throwing the 7 especially, it's just not good to keep around. But maybe the dealer just never gets Tempai.
Oh, that's interesting. Now
Could
you
throw the
can drop
Nakasuji
4/4.
4. Yeah.
We saw Zach not do that earlier. Maybe Zach doesn't believe in Nakasuji.
Yeah, instead throws out the safe 2-pin, but kind of destroying your hand in the process, but we'll end up avoiding the deal in.
Yeah, it's just East 1, so there'll be more hands to fight for in the future.
Sumo.
And there's a Timo. Be 2,000 points for Elwyn, plus the Ricci stick. Snatches that away and will move us into East 2. East 2 starts with a Dora draw. You have the Chuns to call this hand down. I would, yeah, hold on at the door just a little bit. See if you can pair that up. Make the hand a bit more valuable. Speaking of calling, Nicholas grabs the West immediately. That is Yakuhai there. And it looks like a Chanta is going to be built.
Yeah, West, Chanta, Dora. Not bad, but the shapes that could possibly like a 4 called Haruka Tanki.
Yeah, Chanta always a little bit difficult in terms of shapes. It's air on the right. It has a door. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay in the hand, though. On the left. Zach working towards a Ricci as well with a Petchan and a Kanchan to fix.
Chi.
Nicholas still holding on to this 5, so it is efficient, so not necessarily forcing Chanta here. By calling so many
Right.
times, you are leaving yourself vulnerable, and maybe you just value the speed. If you're going to be vulnerable, you might as well be fast and vulnerable.
Yeah, you could argue that, but I guess we're going by results analysis. Nicholas does have a higher deal in than win, which is I'm pretty sure, I guess fairly unusual. Not necessarily.
Home.
Yeah, in terms of averages, I also have a higher deal in average than win average, which is quite unfortunate this season
Reach.
for me. Although that might have changed after the recent games. We see a Ricci on the right.
Ooh. And we had 1-2 Penchon drop, starting with the 1.
Sumo.
You don't make me oh, the Sipatsu. You're in trouble in a different way. You get the dealer sumo payment. So,
Oh,
or
there's
from
not- nah,
Mongon.
make it expensive. Aaron just had perfect draws that hand. And we'll take a nice little lead going into her dealership.
Yeah, the shapes. It could be better. It's not completely terrible. Maybe that's coping, but there could be a possible 7-8 Sajaku there now. It needs a few tiles, but it's halfway there.
Chi.
We see Nicholas again calling twice. Shantan,
Well,
Tempai, Chanta, Tone.
Chanta Tone could even get the White Dragon. Chanta Haku Tone. It's pretty good. I get, yeah, it's the kind of head you do that with.
Yeah.
Chi.
Sumo
It
for
did-
extra
It
food
did
as
get
well.
a nice fill in, I'm pretty sure.
On the left, we see Elwood pushing for Honitsu here in the Dora suit. Could even be Itsu Honitsu.
Yeah. Kind of has to be.
Yeah, right? With that 1-2 shape. Unless something changes. No, getting rid of all these Montiles.
But did already get the hard part, the Dora. So I wonder if that 2 came in after throwing the Dora. Fortunately for this Chanta, only 1 3-mon left in the wall to win for it.
Oh, small backfire on the 3-pin draw right after dropping the 2. Of course, in Mahjong, that it's guaranteed to happen at least, 2 or 3 times per Anchan. At least that's the way it feels like to me.
Right. Still no Haku out, which would lead to an improvement in value and weight for Nick.
Home.
I don't see any of the 1-mon on the table. Well, there's one. Actually, there's another one. There was cheat already, so
Only one left for that possible improvement. If you drew the 1-mon here, would you take the Champon weight, knowing that you're only half of it can win?
yeah, for the extra value, why not?
Oh, speaking of value, do you drop weight on Peitanki? Oh, it's dead.
Oh,
So instead, we'll be
they
waiting
saved
on
just in
Khan.
time.
Oh,
The
Khan!
Khan, not unexpected. Oh, there's
the
that could
last
be- but
winning
that's your
tile.
it's probably gonna be your pair though.
Yeah.
So if they do get Tenpai, when they get Tenpai on, like a 2-pin? No, that would be Tenpai for Itsu even. Oh, the 6 so deals in.
Itsu, Honitsu, Dora, that's going to be a Mangan. And they'll trade places. Elwyn taking first at moving this into East 4. It'll be Nicholas's dealership. I did, as we were switching over, notice a Yakuhai Anko of the North for Aaron.
But Nicholas has the Sanzo Anko.
Oh.
Can't lose.
Yeah, just can't lose, right? Dora's the 9, so looks like Elwyn's got one across the way. Calls the East rapidly. Might end up on a Doratanki here for value. To the right there is the Hatsu pair for Zach. Unclear if this hand's going to be Honitsu or not. Probably not, but if you pair up a dragon,
See.
then I would force it.
Oh, at that point, you just force the Daisong in and accept the shapes in the other suits. With 1 white and now 1 red. Could be a little hard.
That is an improvement of the pin shape. Then the Shun will come out. So no Daisongan dreams here. Every time I see, a pair of dragons and like singletons of the other, I hear the voice of Brett saying a very real Daisongan. Brett, of course, commentator, a very optimistic commentator when it comes to dragons. Ooh,
Right. Oh. Might feel a little bad just drawing that one after, but then you see another
Yeet.
red out. Oh, there's Sorichi. 7-pin Kanchan.
that's
2 in the wall.
yeah.
Or
There's
Henchan,
dealer.
rather.
Just take your Ricci and go. If you're not a dealer, I feel a little bit more hesitant given that we can't see any of the Dora and it's Ricci Domi and the weight's not great. Oh, but this weight is improving for Zach. Do we just push the 3-mod?
7,
Fight for this hand?
Oh, but that, yeah.
4,
That
Sangoranko has to, even though it's not an Anko anymore. And you get Winora.
it comes
Not
up.
quite a play. Well, you get 2, yeah, you get second from that.
Mhm.
And
You're over
the distance to
30,000.
first is shortened.
This is not bad for Nicholas here. Now, 678 Sanchoku really far away, but I'm not seeing another good route to value for this hand. Unfortunately, we can't call that West. Although it
There's a
seems
7, though.
all right. So 678 Sanchoku live. Michael, sorry, not Michael. That's the other table. Zach on the right, working towards maybe a Tanyao, maybe just a Richie
Oh.
Pinfu.
Maybe force a 7, 8, 9 soundtrack. Kind of have to. That drop.
Yeah, the 6 really signals that Nicholas can see the upper portion. Do we just drop 6 so here, perhaps, and work that direction?
But believing in the 7-pin Penchon from the previous hand.
1,
Ah, good point. It won the previous hand, so why not this hand?
That's part of the flow book. It was an important tile in the previous hand, and it may be important tile again.
But we see a Ricci this time from Elwyn, very fast. Ricci on a Shampoo Wait, Haku, and 2-pin. 2-pin might actually come out before the Haku does.
actually come out.
Not the side you're looking for, but you'll take a Ricci
Pots
Dora.
is broken. Yeah, Richidora. Get a little bit higher for the first.
All right, still early days. I mean, we are in the South round. Scores haven't moved that far from the starting values.
Yeah, lots of but everyone has a Yakuai pair. A value Yakuai, or
Home.
what they call them. There's one of them.
That was especially valuable because that's double South, and there's a Honitsu here. So we're looking at Mongon for Elwyn. It's a big hand. Can anyone cut it short? I mean, we know the Yakuhai around the table could be called, but are the shapes good enough to outspeed this? Not bad for Toyman. You have reasonable blocks, just missing 1 block. On the left, oh, and just calling it down, anticipating a West call. On the left, Nicholas also has reasonably callable blocks here. So I would anticipate that hand can progress pretty speedily if we see the Haku. Probably the most difficult time will be had by the dealer. But Elwood has found Ishanten for this Honitsu. Just looking to pair up the east or the north, or draw a Sozu connector. Could even pull in the 1 so for Tempai.
Yeah, can't actually. The north is 3 out, so has to pawn the 1, drop the north. Get a slightly wider path of Tenpai there. That could be even. Yeah, Chi 2, so you get Chanta, Honitsu, double. Although that Chanta doesn't add any value.
Yeah. So at that point, you just chi and then wait on the 1-4, so probably. Unless you have faith that the east is coming out.
Yeah, Chanta for the emotional damage.
Home.
That'll be a pull on Ishanten now for Nicholas, and east does leave the hand, so that's once cut now. Almost feels like a reasonable wait at that point. Especially because that was the dealer cutting the east, and there's no hesitation, so it's unlikely that it's in the other player's hands. And will we see it? Which weight will be taken? 2, 3, 4. Waiting on the 1-4. Well, this is the wider weight.
True, but maybe you're reading Aaron going for Tanya, so you know they can't use the 1. Or just sumo.
It was the right play. Long gone for Elwin, and that hurts Zach a little bit. Being the dealer for that will actually drop him to 4th.
Yeah, now South 2 Elwin's the only one above 30K. Now anyone could change that with one good hand.
Yeah, Elwin making a play to change places with Zach. 2 games, 2 first places. Let's find out.
Yeah, just keep on getting those first places. Actually, so maybe it would also require someone else hired to drop down, but that's your path to getting up there to the promotion slots, or I guess those would be the playoff spots rather.
Mm-hmm. Right, Elwin, a little bit of a challenging hand here, but shapes are there. You have almost too many shapes, and some of these will be trimmed down. I wonder if we end up trimming it all the way down to a Tanyao eventually. Thinking about this call, thinking seriously about this call, does let it pass, and is rewarded with a 6 draw.
Aaron on the right's already shot him.
Not quite fast.
Yeah, could get a two-sided weight. Could just end up on the penchant or conchant now, rather.
Well, the last time she had a really fast reaching, you found the Ibatsumo for Mongon.
Yeah, and if you do get the double-sided weight, you could just win on the Dora.
Ooh, good thing about Itsu here. But you'd have to drop the 7-8 shape. Does do it.
Oh.
All right.
A little bit of a hard commit, I guess. Well, doesn't want to throw the pair, but you also can't just draw the Dora now.
Yeah, you feel sad if you draw the Dora. That would be the biggest punish.
But understandable. Definitely want to keep a pair.
Dora can be accepted by really anybody at this point, and there are 3 left in the wall to be drawn. Now do we make the Tanyao shift? We could still hedge with something like a 4 or 7 pin, but yeah, Elwin just chooses to cut the one mon away. All right, here we go.
There's Itsu Tenpai, 8 mon. Just 2 left in the wall, but not bad considering how late it is.
Yes. Oh, the 7 pin was also safe and slightly more efficient than the 4 pin here. Just because you can draw a 3 pin and use a 2, 3, 4 block, but it turns out it's probably not going to matter that much.
Yeah.
Elwin
Draw the 2 mon. Kind of actually no. Draw your 3/6/9. You could end up a Furutan here.
Besides, the 6 pin feels a bit suspicious. I mean, that is the Dora.
It is the Dora. Hard to use after drawing that 7, though.
There's the Tsumo. It's going to be another Mongon minimum. Noda, but still, Aaron finding ways to come back in this game. Now over 30,000 again. And that knocks down Elwin, so Aaron with a good chance of climbing back into first.
Yeah, at least getting this dealership and having a Yakuai pair is pretty good, except that's a lot of turtles. Maybe thinking hard about the Kokoshi.
Yeah, Formon says, I'm considering it.
2 pairs?
Yeah, because you have the Yakuhai in your dealer, I might just want to play this normally, but I can certainly understand going for Kokoshi at this point. Yeah, and backs out with the East cut. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a possible what's it called, the trap with the 4-mon early drop. They won't think they're waiting around like the 4-mon.
Yeah. So maybe some Sotogawa on the 2 or 3 if you draw that. And that's a nice fill. So now leaning towards maybe turning this into a Chanta perhaps. Still holding these honor, hoping to pair it up with the South pair would be cool here. Just draw an 8, so maybe lean towards Hanchoku.
Yeah, why not?
All sorts of ways this hand can eventually end up in being something a little bit more valuable. I wonder For Zach across the table, there are 4 pairs and a bunch of
Boom.
So tiles. Well, we see a Hatsupon.
Oh, hello, Nabjas. Thank you for the raid. Might have missed that. It was a bit earlier, but I see it now.
Yeah, awesome. We're watching B3 action. This is the last session for the B3 groups. Last session before playoffs. So everyone's trying to claim their the prime position to make it to a playoff table. Or climb high enough to avoid a playoff, in fact. We see all these players in this group scrapping it out to make it to that playoff spot. One with the 3/4. Yeah, 12th and 13th place currently. And this is Chito Ishanten for Zach. Unfortunately, we've dropped a Dora. It could also just be Ipeko, could be Yanpeko even. If we find the last 4 Mon. Oh no! Redraw the Dora.
Yeah, sometimes you have faith. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you wait on the Dora when you have like a Penchon, and you already have 2 of them,
Each.
but then you just draw another Dora in Sumo. And there's
Well,
a
Zach's
Richie. Oh, is that
believer
Ryan?
in
No, it's not Ryan Pico. That's Cheat Toy, but
Yeah,
it's like
believe.
almost Ryan Pico.
Sanso
Waiting on
belief.
Sanzo.
Each.
Oh, but they have a chase from Elwood, and this weight is
Gee.
definitely better.
With a cheated Tenpai, 2/5 pin. Half that 2/5 pin is left in the wall. It's 5/8.
Aaron turns on auto discard.
Not as much.
Oh, Dora feels so scary against the Ricci, but it passes.
Come.
Con! No auto
Two
discard.
So, 2 extra Dora from
Boom.
Zach. Oh, but that 8 is what wins.
Ricci, Pinfu,
Richie,
Dora,
Pinfu, Dora.
and an Uda from the Con.
Yeah, from the con. Oh, that's a way to get out of last.
Yeah, Aaron secures second place a little bit more. We've seen the cons today really helping out not the person that conned. I think every single one has given Dora to, well, a different player, has allowed another player's hand to complete with more value.
Yeah, although it has indirectly helped the person get placement. I think 2 of the times.
Yeah. But getting placement by allowing another player to get points feels a little bit worse than just winning the points yourself.
It's a net positive.
Yeah, I guess.
You got to remember, Mahjong is not a single player game. You have to play with the table.
Yeah, and at least the players who've been cutting haven't been dealing in those points. So if you just dodge, right, then it all works out.
Yeah.
Well, this dealer hand looks pretty nice. Potential Ricci, Pinfu, Peiko, and Tanyao. Pinfu was really difficult though. But there's a start. Confirm the Peiko. Fill the difficult shape. And now you can draw around that 6-mon and break away from the 5/7. Really guarantee the Pinfu.
You could even shift to Sanchoku, but with that 6, that's going to go out the window.
Yeah, that's a really good question. If you had kept the 6 and drew, say, a 5-mon or a 7-mon, do you just drop the 2 so? Keep your Yankan shape and the Sanchoku alive? I think that's a good play.
Definitely, yeah. But
You do have to drop the
yes.
door, though. Maybe that's not something you want to do if your Sanchoku isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, would have drawn that 6/8. Although if you drew the 5, then the 8 wouldn't really matter. I was thinking maybe keeping the north for a safe tile, but keeping the 8 now after throwing the 6 and the 9 doesn't really feel great. And then switches to 9.
Yeah, maybe realizing, hang on a second, I had that north for a reason.
Yeah, well, 9 is actually a Genbutsu against 2 people, so definitely a safe tile play.
Aaron on the left is Ishanten, has been for the last few discards. And I'm assuming the hand on the right is very close to Tenpai as well. We are Ishanten
Yeah, just
here.
got into. Is that even,
Actually, that's still Yanshanten.
that's just got to 3-2 Shanten that late. It's a little feeling bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Each.
Oh, there's
Ooh.
Tenpai,
6-0.
Peku, Dora, Tanyao. Mangan. But
Yeah.
all of them are held in hand.
This is a comeback hand for sure.
And 6-0 is Dora Suji, so that you'd have to have a pretty good reason to throw that.
Yeah. Dora
It's-
Suji, you have no Sozu in your
It's
discard.
it's locked in every hand though as well, unless no. And yeah, no one's dropping it. But will someone else win? Will they
リーチ
give up Tenpai? Oh, they're chasing Ricci. Tuso.
Twice in
Two
the wall.
left in the wall. Now you might get in trouble here.
Yeah, this is a Ricci Dora too. 2,600. Unless there's
Yep.
Uda.
Maybe even 3-so comes out. Someone could fall for the Nakasuji, but this late, surely there are safer tiles to throw. Though Zach on the right might fall for it, especially with having too many pairs. But that Sanzo's not come out.
Yeah. It
But
feels-
actually, it's actually stuck in the
Sumo.
hand, so it won't come out. There's a sumo.
3 Han, but we have to check
Sumo
Uda. There it is.
There's one. Is that no? Not quite. Ceiling first.
No, not
but
quite.
About
But
as
a
good
nice
as you're gonna
result.
get.
Yeah. You end up with plus 16 for a second place. That's quite good. And Elwin will grab the plus 32 for first. Climbing the board once again, Zach with a minus 17 and Nicholas with the fourth place, negative 31.6. We'll edit these results. And when we do so, it will be Zach and Elwin exchanging places. All right, we'll get a refresh in, and I believe that table that we started with ended up playing all four. So it looks like their fourth match will be starting very soon. And we can swap back over to that table. It is Elwin taking the 15th place and continuing to climb. They'll be playing 2 more games, I believe, on Friday to finish out their series. All right. The other table was James Alon, Michael Gawahan. And let's go ahead and change up the scoreboard here.
I'll just have a look at what happened while we were gone in that session.
Yeah, 2 games were played while we were gone.
They were. Ooh, Alon. Yeah, Alon and Gohan. Alon was in the promotion zone, but has fallen quite a bit, unfortunately. Not to the point of demotion, which would have been really unfortunate for in the space of 2 games, but getting you know, really solid first to get back up to those promotion slots. Or maybe someone else falls, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Daisangan across the way.
Oh, hello.
And it has 2 Sanzo. How could it possibly lose?
Oh, the tune on the left, if it comes out too soon, could hurt.
Yeah, it depends if they how much do they greed for. Oh, the East.
Yeah, Lone has taken 3/4 at this table, and each of the other players have picked up a first place.
That East feels pretty bad because even if your Chun gets killed, you could get like 3 Yakuai.
Yeah. Here's a Hatsu.
Oh, there's
Home.
one
Oh.
dragon call.
And now we just wait and see. Can we pair up a tune?
Yeah, can we pair up the Chun before? Yeah, the oh
Khan?
no, just
I don't mind passing the Khan on the Haka. You don't want to reveal that you have another dragon
Yeah.
set. But since you've already called the Hatsu, it doesn't hurt.
right.
Oh, there's the
there's the tune
tune.
now, but it's not dead yet. It's
Nope.
not dead yet.
Still 2 left.
And once cut, and when you have a hidden Onko, even if you this could even get you cheat. You take the Shosong and Honitsu. It would be Hanuman. So I guess you
Yeah.
should take it,
Oh, absolutely.
but it'll feel a little sad.
I think I would
Just-
wait Shosagan over the 2-sided weight. So you cheat the 9. You could. Oh, wait, it's Huri 10. Well, even if it wasn't Huri 10, you could take the 1 so 2 so weight by
Yeah.
dropping the tune. But I want the Hanuman.
This would
And-
also be Chanta on the own. There's that third east. That could have been a Sananko.
Sanko,
Chi.
Honitsu, Shosagan.
Although I guess you would need a pair, or you'd have to wait on a Tonki.
Yeah, you'd have to
the
drop the
7,
1
8.
so 7, 8. So it probably wouldn't be something you do.
Oh, this 8-pin is fairly lonely in the hand on the right. So
Oh.
it could deal into the dealer, just Tanya or
Gee.
Nomi.
I
It
think we have
takes,
to take the Tempai. That's so sad.
It is a little bit, but there's no other reds coming out. Just like just accepting off,
Don't.
then doesn't even get that.
2 really expensive hands falling to this Tanya Nomi.
Yeah, Tanya to end it all.
James will be quite pleased looking back at that log and realizing the danger. Picks up 1,500 points, moves again, repeats rather, has a door in hand. Hard to shift it to Tanya, and I like holding on to these honor tiles, just hoping to pair it up, keep your hand a bit of speed.
Yeah, especially the east. Some people like to keep these just to deny the speed from other people.
Yeah, it's a nice draw
Even-
for a lot
yeah.
on the right, moving towards a Pinto Ishanten for that. Dwarven has the tune to be able to call, but we've seen Michael pass on the first dragon a lot this series, and does so again this time.
Yeah.
リーチ
Oh, early Ricci from the right. 2-side even. Ricci Pinfu waiting on 4-7. Just 3 in the wall though.
Yeah, Michael rewarded for passing the call, draws the third tune, but now you just have to throw them
Falls
all
out
away
on it.
because of the Ricci.
Yeah, that was the safest tiles.
And it looks like Alhan as well. Probably just gonna fold out here. Nobody anywhere close to being Tempai.
Huh.
James fighting a little bit here.
Yeah, throws the 2 instead of trying to drop one of those Shampai honors. Oh,
Don't.
deals in anyway. Ricci Pinfu. No, nothing else, but does get a very, very slight first.
And so the East 1 dealership ends with a lot slightly over 30,000 in first place. All right. Well, this hand has a really nice pin
Boom.
shape. Everything else a little awkward, but you do have a door 8, so we see a pull on the left from James. This is speed. I wonder if this is Zatozuke from the north. I saw the 1 so
Yeah.
pair. I was thinking, oh, is there something
Oh.
fancy going on here?
Con.
カン
But
Con.
when immediately 5 mods to Eudora, which helps the. You do get a useful tile out of that.
And
Boom.
you get your pay, so no longer Otozuke. We're just looking for another block in our hand. I think I like the 2 so cut.
Yeah. Oh, goes to the 3 mod instead.
ポン
Galhan not afraid to
Yakuai
call
for
this.
Gowan. Yeah, could get
Shanten.
another Yakuai.
チ
Although that is your pair. Oh, what? Oh, this 3 calls. Still not Tenpai.
Yeah, if you're Galhan, you could have dropped the 1 2 so instead. Use the 3 so as your pair, but now you have Sancho Chance, Sancho Chanta.
Oh, and unfortunate with that 3 mod drop, drawing the 4, you can't use the new Dora you con for yourself. Oh, surprisingly, doesn't. I would have kept the 3-mon to be able to pawn the ace for an extra Yakuai.
Mm.
Although, well, I mean, yeah, ideally, there's only one 3-mon to pawn, but actually, 5-mon's a door, so I guess it's like fair enough. But,
Don't.
oh, throws a door. Oh, drew back to the door. The other Ryman used it, got the extra door from the con.
Yeah,
Okay.
found a way to make it work, and
Oh,
Gohan.
Daisangan again.
It's a very real
except,
Daisangan.
except 2 reds in one of the hands, so not.
That's a very not real
exactly.
Daisangan. I mean, there's a chance, right?
Boom.
There's
Maybe
a world where. Okay, well, let's be real. It's never happening. You'd have to pair up the
Well,
tune. Gohan would have to
Eats.
inexplicably drop it. Well,
turn to Ricci.
what's going on
is this
today?
East Tonki? No, not East Tonki.
Onso-Tonki?
Onso-Tonki.
It's pretty good too.
That actually East K on the Ipatsu, but it probably start with the South first because that's not a value wind. Oh, they're drawing another East. A little sad. But maybe they knew someone would just. Oh, wait. Oh, I was gonna
It's
say
too late.
The Reds
The
were folded
perfect
out already.
scenario, but it's too
The
late.
Reds got folded out already. Yeah, that was like the one scenario where the Reds would come out, especially if the Green Dragon was not already pawned. But you can still get Shosagen, I guess. It's
Yeah. Well, we go for Honitsu as well.
yeah, Shosagen and needs to Dora too, maybe.
Unfortunate. I mean, we don't want to drop this 8,
Boom.
so I
Oh,
think we just drop the 2-3. Yeah.
Oh, with a 1, so
Don't.
deals in the long Suji trap. Ichi
Gee.
1.
Probably James reclaiming the lead. And very small hands so far, just chipping away at these totals.
Now we're seeing wins. No, 2 pairs, but maybe that's even. It's not the greatest for Kokushi, but
Boom.
what else are you gonna do? Oh, they're just going for the wins.
Yeah, 8 and a pair.
One of them is at least a Yakuai.
Worst comes to worst, you can. Oh. Do we just go Tsuisa? Just hold
I mean,
all of
why
these
not?
Yakuai.
Alan needs those points, and that's one way to get up there.
All these Kokushi Taos coming in that you wouldn't have drawn because of the call changing the turn order.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're pretty committed to Honroto.
Yeah, Honroto or being able to fold very easily if a Richi comes out.
Right. Yeah, Honitsu, Chanta.
Yeah, Honitsu, Chanta, Dora, West.
That's not bad. That's a Mongon.
Yeah.
Now, if you're holding all these honors in your hand, you know the other players have actually good tiles. On the left, Michael's going for Tanyao. The hands aren't actually as good as you'd expect for the mess that is your own tiles. I think
Not
you have to
quite.
take that. Oh, you
Oh, no,
don't!
I mean, West hasn't been out yet. South. So 2 Souths available. Green's kind of dead, though. I mean, and notices it now and just throws a green. And now South's dead. Now you're wishing you cheat that 7.
Yeah, I mean, the door indicator is usually really hard to find. It's already once cut being the door indicator. And so...
Oh, possible cheats on the right. I'll just takes the Ricci. It's probably
Ricci Nomi.
Nomi.
Yeah, you have to drop 5 or 8. Unless there's something I'm missing. It goes with the 8.
Yeah, the long Suji trap. And you can wait on Sanzo.
Oh, he
and
Ipatsumo.
Ipatsumo.
Okay. Well, you don't feel as bad, although... Yeah, 4,000's alright.
Yeah, and already being in first place, get to secure your lead a little bit more.
Yeah, if you had just dropped the 3 so last turn, then you'd be Tenpai for Shinitsu. Closed.
Boom.
With a good weight. On turn 6. Actually, was there even Suako chance?
Um,
I think you have two Onkos and oh, not Suako. Yeah, you're a couple draws away from
No.
being that greedy, but as it is, I mean, winning 4,000 is not bad either, and you've brought everyone below 30,000. We
Pump.
do see Alondo calling 2 Yakuhai. This is actually 3 Han because South is
yeah.
worth more. It is the round win and the seat win for Alon.
Now, this could even be a Chanta with those shapes. To add an extra Han.
Yeah, that was a break from a 3-2 shape. I wonder if Alon's trying to force a Honitsu out of this.
Possibly, but I think it was cutting. It was the 5 and the 3. So probably didn't want to like have a. Well, I mean, yeah. By the time you do the 2, the 3 is already gone.
Ah, I see. Oh, Haku pair up. Now it is Mochi Mochi, but already has the value. The Yaku confirmed, so this Honitsu has a chance now. Just need to draw a couple more pin tiles, and upper pin looking kind of scarce actually. We can see a 5, 6, 7 in James's hand, across the way for Michael as well. And a 5 pin. 5 pin be the Dora, getting spread around pretty evenly here. James thinking about calling this for Tanya would have to drop the 1 Mon pair. It does do so.
Yeah.
With 2 calls on the right, just trying to speed up the hand a little bit.
I don't know if it really help. Oh, you just draw the door. I guess it was just all meant to be. That's gonna get the Nobitan. 2 ways to get a Nobitan even.
And if you don't, then you're finding a Yemen.
Well, I guess.
Either you're pairing up the 2 or 7, getting a Yemen, or you draw the 3 or 6, get the Nobitan shape. It's really nice. Ooh, that. Do you cheat that? No. Wants to hold on to the shape as is. Yeah, in terms of the call earlier, it didn't necessarily change the Shanten. However, it did give the option to call, and that certainly increases your speed options.
Right. Calling to invigorate the table isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's Tenpai. Yeah.
Oh, not taken. You could drop the 7 Mon
Hmm.
there and wait on the 3.
Actually, what's the 3? 3's just once out. They definitely take the Tenpai with Tanya Dora too.
Yeah,
It's either-
it's easy to misread those shapes sometimes. And
Right.
finally, a pin tile drawing. It's taken till 12 draws remaining for Alon to find a pin tile. But there's one. Oh, it's so hard to get Tenpai at this point. You need to call Puln, but these tiles just aren't coming out.
Maybe they knew. Gohan just has all the. Oh, I wouldn't have Tenpai anymore anyway. But yeah, Gohan has the remaining 3 Mon.
Tenpai!
Oh yeah,
Found it the last second.
it just what? Oh, doesn't take it.
Doesn't want it. Maybe some concern over the 4-7.
Maybe
As is
maybe-
known to be Tenpai.
I could see it as accepting their placement and just wanting to move the game along. That's definitely a possibility. Although it's not actually with
You will
a good first year. It's not actually that out of the realm of possibility.
No. Especially because, some of these players have yet to play all their games. So who knows what the cut line will be once those are complete. I think it's less likely to be just accepting placement and more likely to be concern about the 4-7 Suji being a bit dangerous. And Monzu did look pretty cheap, but
Possibly, but if I'm in that situation, I'm just accepting. If I have to drop the Dora, but it's my dealership, I'm just gonna drop it.
yeah, for
You know,
Tanya
sometimes
Dora
it's just what
3.
you have to do.
So Tanya Dora 2 definitely feels like worth pushing his dealer.
And yeah, I'd be more worried about the Dora Suji. I don't know how recently that was dropped, but Dropping the 8 pin again for the Dorasuji. Really that worried? Oh, this could be neat here.
Yeah,
Don't have a
this
pair though. I
Ishanten,
guess,
you could
yeah,
Tonki on 3 so. Sanzo.
could. Could
Can't
also
can't
accept
lose,
just
right?
getting the Sanzo Ryan.
Oh,
That's
well.
there it is. Or it could take like a
We could
a
Dama.
Pinfu kind of. Yeah, 369. Some of those are Pinfu, I guess.
ち
I almost want to just drop the 6, confirm the Itsu, and wait and pick a better Tonki.
That might. Oh, that's.
Ooh, that looks
that's
like
not a
it.
bad
Oh,
one.
it's
Actually, no,
twice cut.
It's.
Takes the
Oh,
Richie.
just. Yeah, I'd like that better over that
Gee.
twice cut. Oh, another call, Breaky Patsu. That is 10 by 1-4 Mon. And that
So-
is.
This is a 3-set away for long, but
One
Itsu
mon.
only wins on the 6-mon. There is 1 6-mon on the wall though.
Yeah, I think at least the. Oh, this could. Oh, choose the right Tonki to not deal in. That could have ended up very badly. I think at least 3-mon is Pinfu. Oh, but gets. Throws up a 7.
Yeah, 3 and 6 will be Pinfu.
Yeah. Doesn't take the half, so you're just kind of folding out. At least we'll avoid dealing in.
Yeah, saw the 4, so came out and said, I have a path to bailing now. Oh,
Sumo.
there's the 3, so
Oh,
it'll be at
sumo.
least Richie, Sumo, Pinfu,
Yeah.
and an Ura.
And
Okay,
Ura,
that's
okay.
good. That is really desperately needed.
Almost as good as these, but
Well, I don't know. 78 versus 18,000.
with that, Richie Sumo Pinfu. Wait, oh,
With the Ura.
that, yeah.
You'll take it. You'll take your 78.
Yeah.
And you're in first place. Dealership's continuing. This is very good. Speaking of very good, look at Toyman's hand.
It's okay.
Ishanten for Richie, Pinfu, Sanshoku, Dora.
It's Sanchoku's a myth. They're just gonna get the other end. I don't
Yeah.
believe in it. It has to be confirmed.
Yeah, one's so a little bit tricky to find, as we can see 3 of them. I believe in the Sanchoku. My most recent matchup, I was desperate for points, and won like a Richie Patsumo, Tanyao Pinfu, Sanshoku, Ura for Baimon.
But was your Sanchoku already confirmed?
It was not. I drew the right side.
That's just rigged.
And then I was tempted for Sanchoku in all last to try to take first, and I didn't win that one. But along here, a couple tiles away from Tempai, and like reasonable shapes to get there, especially because we can see James has a floating 7-mon that needs to leave the hand, or is likely to leave the hand soon.
Draws the door and throws away from the Ryan Con instead of the Kanchan. Do you prefer to keep the Ryan Con over the Kanchan?
I think I do like the Yankan. But holding the Mon shape
Chi.
allows you to draw more Mon tiles.
Oh, yeah, I guess they just knew they were gonna get the Kanchan Chi.
Yeah, if you break away from that shape, then you basically can't use another Mon tile. You'd start with the 8 first, and then you could use a 5, but this way also gives you a chance at 6 and 8 Sanchoku, although it's a little tricky. You'd be pretty 10, I think. Or you'd have to draw perfectly, like 6 pin first and then 8 pin. As it is, this is a reasonable shape. Door 2 on the
Yeah.
left, though.
5 pin very hard to pawn, but 2 is a possibility.
Boom.
I feel like if you're gonna like take that, you might as well just drop the 5, so just confirm your Dora almost. Except you're the dealer.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to drop the doors just to take my Tempai. Oh, drew the wrong side.
相撲
Oh yeah, they were down. See, I knew it was gonna be the wrong end.
They were one
Sumo
turn too
pin
late. Look at that one
Fudora.
pin. Oh, wait, that was a few turns ago.
Actually, yeah, there's. If you saw 3 pins,
They drew the last one, so they needed the last one pin.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how long that was in 10x4, but if you see 3 of your good out left, you just accept you're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
It's
it would have been
Richie.
impossible. It just got
Um,
to Tempai. But we've also seen, out of all the players in the league, I think Gaohan is the one who Damas the most.
yeah, I guess fair enough, especially now that you're up in that promotion slot. You could have also just been, the Dama to just have a sneaky win. If you get that Sanchu, that's an extra benefit, however unlikely. Yeah, so
Boom.
this is going to be the last game, right? They won't have a playoff
Right.
unless the people around there go above him. Oh,
Yeah, it's quite
possible
difficult, though.
Daisongan again. No Chun on the board. It's hidden Onko.
This
that's
is
already
Tempai. Okay,
Tempai.
so if you draw Chun, do you just drop one so? I think I drop one so.
Yeah.
We do see one Chun discarded.
This is James would need the points. That's the way to get the points.
Yes, absolutely. We're James. We're in 17th place. We want to be up in 13th, 12th place. And we're actually, with this win, if we get first, we have a good chance of doing that. But this could be a lot more secure with a Yakuman win under your
Oh,
belt.
it's actually Furry Town. So you can't even you'd have to draw it. So there is a possibility of just drawing those Chun. They're still not on the board.
Yeah, I actually like.
Actually, there's one on the board from the dealer. Actually,
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
like
that.
cutting the one so there even over the two.
There's another Chun. There's the Dice Hog and Dream.
Because my plan is to
Gee.
chi the one mon back and then wait on the 4/7. Oh, there's a Tempai on the left. I did not even notice. Alon not taking the Ricci though. Because if you
Gee.
throw the stick in, things get a little weird.
Oh, Junshan Sanchoku Tempai for the dealer.
Chi.
That's 3 Han. That's quite nice.
And it gets to wait on Sanzo.
With 2 players calling now, if you're Alon, you're expecting 2 Tempais.
So there's what? 2 Sanzo left in the wall.
Versus 1 so and 1 7 mon.
Sumo.
Oh, there's a
just
Sanzo.
Sanzo wins. The beautiful Junshan Sanchoku.
And Alon saves the Ricci stick. Although I guess probably would have won the hand.
Yeah, could have won the end, but for whatever reason did not reach you earlier.
It looks like another Chanta-esque hand. The discards the 1 so immediately. Don't need to win that twice. Maybe you end up in 789 Sanchoku though. Oh? Well, how about now? You have 5 blocks for it.
Guess.
The door is the west. We see one in the hand to the right. Gohan looking for a pair. Could definitely use the
Oh,
west.
it's the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, James across the table though, looking very speedy. Shanta
Boom.
already. One here, perhaps just aiming to shut things down with an open hand that doesn't involve throwing the Ricci stick in. Oh, Dora draw. Throws the 1 pin, still holding out hope that
Oh.
can be paired up.
The 2, 3, 4 for the dealer makes it. You'd have to draw the 1 mon. There's another.
There it
Dora.
is. That's why you hold the Dora.
What do you do here now? Do you force the Chanta? No. I guess you just take your Ricci, Kanchan, or Penchon.
I think you do
Dora
chi
2.
the 1 mon if it comes out from Alon. Because you can discard the north.
Chi.
Well, it could come out right now, but not yet.
That is now Ishant. Yeah, Ishanten for the right. Tanya across the way. A little difficult because you have that 7 to 8 Diamond shape. But since you've already called for Tanya, can only use the 6 bond. You
Cheat.
can see Gohan making use of all of those 6 mon.
Cheat.
Does it get cheat? It does get cheat.
Nice.
All the 8 pins are still live, at least from the dealer's perspective. The 7 so's, 3 of those left.
One has found Tenpai on the 3 mon. There are 2 left in the wall. And James will take the Tenpai, but will almost certainly not win this hand. Unless you can shift away to a Shampoo Wait. Tenpai found for Gohan again with a Dama for Pinfu Nomi. Got the 2-5 so wait. No fake Ipatsu this time. And will Karagiri. Looks like you're breaking away from the 5-3 shape, which with these early discards seems about right.
Sumo.
And there's a Tsumo. So another hand where you've left some points on the table, but it does not even move you up in placement.
Yeah, at least with as long as nothing disastrous happens in this last hand, this last place would be -20, which is not ideal, but fairly likely to either promote or get a playoff spot at least.
Yeah, the issue though is if Michael wins just 2 Han, then you're taking the full 20-point Uma hit. So it'd be more like a -25. And if it's a Sumo, then you're eating the Oyakaburi. That's getting closer down to 30. But you still should be fairly secure. Just hurts a little bit more than...
Secure, but not like secure enough. I'd like, I think for the first Dama, you might have been in first, so that was like more understandable. But now being in last, I'm wishing you had those extra points.
Yeah, I think for the first Dama, the Tsumo was enough to move him ahead in the standings. But this time, the Tsumo is not enough. Going to all last, so difficult. There's a Dora discard. James just angling to finish this thing. Just needs, well, even 1,000 points isn't enough for first, so you do need a little bit more value. The gap is 1,600. So even 100 Sumo isn't enough. You need a 100 Ron off of Alon for first place here.
It could be a very nice Honitsu across way for Alon. Wouldn't quite be enough, but actually, no. That could get him to a playoff spot, actually. It's not, getting to like the guaranteed promotion, not really going to happen after what happened in the Sanshan, but
Cheat.
getting a playoff spot isn't out of the question.
Oh,
Now we're Otozuke, Red Dragon,
shut that.
to just end this with a 1k hand. But will the Red Dragons come out? Can they even come out?
If Alon draws it, do you even keep it?
Probably. At least for a little bit. Like I guess the 6 pin doesn't really do much for you in this hand.
Home.
Oh, there's your pawn, and there would be 3-sided. Oh, another 3-sided.
Yep.
That can incorporate the Dora.
Of course, the clearest weight is the 6-9 Shampoo, but
Yeah.
also with that Anko 4 pin, you can see the 4-6 shape accepts the 5 pin as well.
Yeah.
Home.
Gohan fighting for 1,000 points here. Sorry, 1,500 as dealer.
Well, Khan.
If you find
see.
even one more
Khan.
Dora,
Khan. No Rinshan, no Dora.
even Rinshan would be enough.
But now no one's gonna drop those reds, so that actually helps a lot for getting
The win, yeah.
James to not, or getting avoiding James winning.
Right, exactly. Oh, and Gohan realizes I can no longer drop this 2 pin. Oh, there's that Sumo on the
Sumo on the
Takame.
Dora.
That is huge.
It's con for Flow. Just not immediately.
That is huge in so many ways. It drops James below 30,000. So not only did you get the 12,000, but you also picked up an extra 5,000 points from the Takamatsumo there. That was amazing. And that's going to be a huge victory for Alon here. Plus 35.9. And James will take a very small second place hit for being below 30,000. Michael, a slightly larger one at negative 10.0. Gohan eats 25 points, but is still that positioning is still quite good. And for the final time this evening, we'll get a score standings update. Let's see where everyone stands as this session, this table is completely finished.
Actually, yeah, Alan almost overtook Gohan. Actually,
So we know these two, their placements are locked. Gohan is guaranteed to be one place ahead of Elon here, but Viet could still drop a little bit. And I don't know if Jake and Eric and Michael, they all stay where they are. They both could end up in those guaranteed promotion slots.
yeah, anything could happen in those 4 Hanchan.
There's a world even where, due to players taking a hiatus next season, that there could be an increase in the number of promotion slots, in which case being in the 4th position is very important. So what a nice victory there for Elon, coming back after a rough first few games, giving yourself a chance. Looking forward, I know the table with Eric D is going to be played at the end of this week. The table with Jake is going to be coming up pretty soon in the next couple days, I believe. And we'll be broadcasting a bunch of these tables. Yeah, let's see. Jake is playing on Wednesday. And of course, Wednesday is the day that the American Rishi Mahjong League has a regular cast. And so we will definitely be watching games that evening. I believe there's another B3 matchup in the other division, the B division, that we might be casting instead of that table. But it will be chock full of games all evening long. There will be some critical A1 matches that will be played first at around 4 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. So you won't want to miss that. And the Mahjong will be happening all night long. I believe we will also be having a Tuesday night broadcast with some A2 action and B3B action, as B3 is finishing up their final session of play. Yeah, so Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. Pacific. Wednesday evening, 4 p.m. Pacific. Those will be the next 2 casts. And beyond that, I'm sure there will be other exciting matches, perhaps even a Saturday cast or a Friday cast. Look forward to all of those. And then after this week is finished, there will be playoff time. Playoffs for B3 division, and session 6 for the remaining ones from B2 all the way through A1. That session 6 is always absolutely the most exciting Mahjong possible. Everyone has a goal at their table, and at least it's some very creative Mahjong as players try to find solutions for whatever problem they encounter. And so I'm definitely looking forward to watching those games. And I hope you will be watching those as well. That is the final match for the evenings. So it's time for us to mention that if you would like to be notified whenever we go live, to follow us on Twitch. You can check out our Twitter as well. We send out a tweet whenever we know that we will have a broadcast. If you're interested in participating in the league, there is a sign-up sheet registration form on our website, americanrichi.org. Registration is open till March 20th. I've been saying this all season long. It's always seemed so far away, but we're actually really close now. About 2 weeks to go for your signups. So make sure to register ASAP if you want to be in the upcoming spring session. And of course, if you'd like to rewatch this broadcast or any of our previous broadcasts, you can find VODs at our YouTube channel, tinyurl.com/ARMLYT. Well, Dustin, any final thoughts before we sign off for the evening?
My head's a little empty, so I do not have any thoughts left.
Well, we've seen some really exciting Mahjong games, and there will be even more to come in the next couple days, so be sure to tune to those. Thanks everybody for watching. And for Dustin, this is Nathaniel. Looking forward to seeing you in the next broadcast. Have a good one.